It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. Somehow lightning has struck twice. And I, raised my hand when it came to decision time. Like, can I do it again? Can please? People were semi-okay with it. Raise my... Oh, no, I didn't want to...
Raise your real hand, you coward.
I apologize to the audio-only listeners, but now I'm holding up a tiny hand on my finger.
I hate it.
I hate it as well, but it's okay.
It looks like one of those infinite GIFs. That you can't,
oh, no.
You keep zooming in on the finger, and there's a hand on the finger, and there's a hand on the finger.
Do you think they sell, like, tinier hands to put on, like, these fingers?
I hope so.
Yes,
That's the real
Mm.
disaster. You're a real creep if you do that.
My name is Jan Ochoa, and I'm hosting the Giant Bombcast today, but I can't ever do this alone because then it'd just be really awkward, and it would mirror the conversations I have with myself when I'm driving alone. So joining me...
Just Jancast, starring Jan Ochoa.
That's right, and that voice was Jason A. Stryker. Hello, sir.
Hey, that's me. Hello. How you doing, Jan?
It's almost spooky season, sir. How's that feeling for you?
It's been spooky season for weeks in my house.
Nice.
If not months.
Do you need help? Is it?
It's coming.
You okay?
Just blink twice.
Anyone have their?
I
do you
need
have
help.
your stuff up, Jason? Do you have your?
No. It's sitting in boxes in our living room now, which is nice that we have an actual living room now and not just like one big open area. In fact, we have a den. It's crazy.
Ooh.
It's crazy. There's two
den.
living rooms.
What?
Yes.
What are you doing in there? You putting your pinball machines in there?
I wish. I can't get those. I ain't got the money for those.
You spent it all on Jason masks.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, how many do you have? It's like 9 of them behind you.
There's 9.
That's just what would fit on the board.
That's just on that wall.
Yeah. We were thinking about doing another one behind my head, but no.
Also here with me, Jeff Bacalar. Do you have any masks posted on your walls?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's not like a metaphorical question.
All of his victims.
It was like a literal
I do.
thing.
I've got a Casey Jones Ninja Turtles mask right there. Where my
Very cool.
It's still in the box. We got a couple masks scattered around the house. I feel like we buy a lot of those when we travel. Like you go to places and like I just go into a
shot
store.
glasses.
A lot of
You buy a
shot
mask.
glasses, snow globes, bumper stickers.
You never know when you're gonna come across a really cool mask.
That's true.
So when you see a cool mask, I buy it. Like I just think they're dope. I got married on Mischief Night.
Okay.
Which is the day before Halloween on the East Coast.
Yep.
Actually, just in New York and New Jersey. That's the only 2 places on earth that know what Mischief Night is, I feel like.
Mischief? What do you do on
I've heard
Mischief
of it.
Night?
It's like Devil's Night. It's just like it's the night before Halloween. So you like that's when the shit gets. That's when you're supposed to fuck shit up.
That's the purge.
But not on Halloween.
No, Halloween is too.
Halloween's chill.
It's
too
a holy
obvious.
day.
It's too on the nose.
Yeah.
It's too on the nose. Plus, you don't. Plus, there's way too many people out during Halloween. It's easy to get caught. It's just what I've heard through the grapevine, and So back to the story. We have a bunch of masks that we gave out to people at my wedding on midnight.
Oh,
so like
okay.
So when the clock struck 12, it was officially Halloween, and we gave everyone like fun like masquerade masks. Like a la Bioshock in a way.
Fucking Deathloop, man.
Yeah, I mean Deathloop totally cribbed my wedding. So
then turned it into Eyes Wide Shut at the
exactly. And we cribbed Eyes Wide Shut and Bioshock. So
nice.
And they all cribbed Renaissance Italy.
Exactly. So this is their fault. But no, I do love masks. I probably have like half a dozen around the house and more in boxes.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Speaking about boxes, last but not least, Danny O'Dwyer, boxing.
The box man.
Yeah,
boxing. You got some
man.
gloves. You want to have a sparring match?
I do. I got a heavy bag in my garage back there. We can do some sparring.
How heavy is a heavy bag?
How heavy is a heavy bag? What is it? Like
Pound?
80 pounds or something? What is it?
80. Wait, you're talking about a
punching
like
bag.
this thing?
Yeah.
Or
That's
like
No,
bag.
that's a speed bag, man. Speed
Oh,
bag's
word,
the one-
okay.
yeah, heavy
Bagular.
bag's the one that hangs. It's for punching
Got it.
and for kicking.
Yeah.
If you're into your BJJ, I tried that stuff.
Hadoukens.
Wasn't very good at it.
Yeah.
I like to stand and trade. I'm more of a I'm a stocky dude. I can't be lifting my legs. Nobody wants that.
I
I
thought
don't want to
about
mount anyone. Yeah.
I thought about getting into jujitsu until I found out about how bad it can hurt your fingers, and I already have bad hands.
Right.
That man.
There's a lot of stuff. There's like staph infections. There, you get like from being on the, you
the
get
mat,
like,
and then
the
like
mats.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure. There's
staff's
like
no
loads of
joke.
stuff like that. Yeah, it's a big.
Tell me about it.
there's
Yeah.
Staph
hurt-
is serious.
yeah.
Many staph infections. They suck.
It's,
That shit doesn't want to respond
did
to antibiotics,
I went to Gilbert Melendez's gym here in the Bay. It's in San Francisco. He's a pretty storied UFC fighter, part of that whole Northern California cabal. And he, me and Alexis Gajisa, ex Giant Bomb engineer,
Oh yeah.
and our friend Joe Stack as well, who's also another engineer.
Big Joe.
Yeah,
He
Joe.
likes-
So
he
Joe
likes
does.
fighting.
Yeah, no.
He's
So
a
Joe,
hockey
like,
dude.
no joke, was like did jujitsu for years and stuff.
Yep.
But me and Alexis went. So I did put Alexis in an armbar at one stage. So
Wow.
Nice.
that was
Hot.
fun.
Did he tap?
He did because like
Fuck
my
yeah.
sweaty balls were in his mouth. Pretty much.
You were doing what again?
Did you guys have clothes on? Is that a thing?
How
in
did your
this?
balls come out?
Yeah, it was. I mean,
How are
I
your
can't
balls
handle those
released?
bad
I don't
boys.
understand.
I wear loose shorts, my friend. One time I was in there though. I went to a train. I only went for like a month and then realized I sucked at it, and I don't know. I just couldn't keep it up. And I'm just bad at stuff. But I went there one day, and the guy who runs the gym
Mhm.
with his dad, the famous fighter Gilbert Melendez, was dressed up as a fucking Assassin's Creed character. And I was like, they were
Was
like
it
taking
Mischief Man?
photographs. Yeah, it was like some promo for an upcoming UFC that like Assassin's Creed had sponsored it.
Oh,
so He
weird.
was like, so I was like one of the only people in the gym, and he was like laughing because it was just like, I don't usually wear this shit. So
Not
you
usually.
go.
Okay. Well, there. Yeah. That's yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know how your private parts still got out of the stuff, but that happened. And you know what else has happened? Games.
Straight into it.
Straight into it, folks.
Games
It's that time of year.
It is that time of the year.
Tis the season.
I thought no games had come out this year, and then I reviewed a list
Oh,
of releases that have come out and stuff that's yet to come out. And I was like, oh no, I can't stay with the game at all. I finally got to the Fishing and Tales of Arise, but I gotta check out these 5 other things.
yo, there's fishing.
There's-
oh, shit.
Okay. I didn't
Wait, an
intend.
RPG with fishing?
Yes. I didn't intend on sticking with Tales of Arise, but my real quick update is that I got to the fishing in that game, and then I unlocked some of the new characters. And man, the same way, Jason, how you stuck with what was it, Scarlet Nexus,
Scarlet Nexus. Yeah.
and you wound up finishing a 60-hour JRPG. I think I might do the same.
Yes.
Good for you.
Yes.
Yeah, and like
It'll make you feel good.
that, like the combat in it has really opened up in a really neat way. I saw some tips to not let the AI control specific characters because they don't utilize them well at all.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Like specifically the spellcaster character, I forget her name. But once you get into the rhythm and unlock some more skills, I thought she was kind of like a sitting duck because she would have to sit and cast a spell. And there's it feels like forever. It feels like an eternity for her to wind up and pop them off. But I forgot because the game is shooting 12 tutorials at you at the same time that you can bank those spells.
Give or take. Yeah. Oh, you can bank them?
You can bank them. So then like you can store up your spells and then, mosey on around, shoot off her regular attacks. And then when it gets down to the thick of it, just fire them off all in one go.
Okay.
And yeah, getting into the combo system and really focusing down on someone to just cause that break thing to pop off, and just having your party members team up and do their all-in attack. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Also, the fishing is just it's an okay fishing game, but there's fishing in it.
Well, yeah,
so yeah.
What's the biggest fish you caught?
Carp.
I was hoping they'd have like some special like JRPG fish that like aren't real or fantastical fish, but just the bass. Just the bass.
Okay.
Get that bass.
Just the bass.
Just the bass. But something, people normally go fishing on a bridge, but do people normally go fishing on a bridge of spirits? Danny and Jason, tell me about Kina Bridge of Spirits.
Wow.
There you go.
Go for it, Danny.
We're going to go for real long stretches in the segues today,
Jeez.
folks.
You landed that, dude.
I was actually really interested in this fucking bridge of spirits that he was fishing off of at Tales of Arise, to be honest. Disappointed now. I haven't come across many bridges, but I've met lots and lots of spirits. So Kana Bridge of Spirits, I don't think either of us got like review code. It only came out last night.
I stayed up late. Actually, I woke up at like 3 a.m. and started playing it. I couldn't get back to sleep. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, I read 11 o'clock last night. I think it unlocked here, and I just was online and I picked it up and played a couple of hours. So I think we're around the same time. So this is developed by Ember Labs, who are like a CG house. They worked on like a bunch of CG commercial projects for companies, and this is their first game. So as a result, it is stunningly animated and characterized. It is a game sort of it's kind of like Cameo. It's that type of thing where it's a platformer with combat set in a lush, beautiful world. You play as a lady spirit. What's she doing? Spirit guide. Yeah. Yep. And it's a game where you're
fair.
Yeah, and it's a game where you're there's basically just like combat, which seems pretty basic, at least at the start. You have a bow for some range stuff. You have a light attack and a heavy attack. And then you have these little dudes who are, what are they called again?
Rot.
These little sort of helpers. They're kind of like little minion
Pikmin
things.
People.
But they're adorable as shit.
Oh my gosh. They're
called the Rot, but they're so cute.
Rot's cute sometimes. That's how it goes.
You collect them. So you're collecting them. Like the first thing you have to do is collect like 5 of them.
And then you put hats on them.
What? You put what? Oh yeah. You
can buy hats. Buy hats for the Rot.
And the combat they sort of interact with the combat in that, like, to kill certain things, you basically need those guys to sort of bum rush these sort of sickened plants. It kind of looks like what's going to go happen in the new Horizon. Like all the plants are red, and you got to make them lush again. And then once they do that, you basically do an attack that sort of like cleanses everything. You can also get those guys to like move stuff in the environment. Like it's neat, but it doesn't seem like the most like gameplay wise complex experience. Granted, I'm pretty early in this. The bow was a nice addition, but it's just so far, at least, it's just like a really beautiful world to be in, and I like the characters, and they're clearly doing enough with the animation and characterization that I'm kind of playing to see what happens next. Anyway, what's been your experience, Jason?
Yeah, it's stylized all the hell. So I've been really digging the aesthetics, the lighting in particular. There's a scene in which you're walking through a forest. It's at night, and then lightning strikes, and it's striking. It's fucking beautiful. Game's good looking. The combat is kind of slight. Danny forgot to mention parry. God damn it. There is parry. Even with a follow-up attack. Yeah, that's cool. But other than that, I was expecting kind of like an action adventure, almost in the vein of like a Zelda, I guess, but without the dungeons. But for the overworld stuff, it's a little more linear than Breath of the Wild, of course, considerably more linear. But it's been fun. It's been really neat being in this world. Voice acting is really good. Kina actually sings some of the songs on the soundtrack, or Kana, I guess. So the lead voice actress gets involved with that. That's neat. I'm digging it. I think I'm gonna play this through. This has been pretty neat.
I didn't realize this was also heading to the Epic Games Store. I thought this was like an exclusive because this was like I feel like this was in the forefront of every PlayStation showcase for the last year. It's like, hey, look at these little rot dudes.
Put hats on them. Yep.
It's on PS4 too, and there is a 4K version, but it's straight up locked at 30, and it does.
Oh, it's rough as shit.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I turned on the fidelity mode, and
it's rough, isn't it? Yeah, and it looks fine. Like the upscaled 4K stuff, there's that little bit of like a blurry depth of field stuff, but when it runs at 60 on performance mode, it's gorgeous. It's really it's like one of these games where you're like turning the camera around to like see your character's face and all. Yeah, people should check out some gameplay for it.
I've been doing more walking than I've been doing running, just because I like being in that world. Do you know what I mean? Like I like walking through and just checking out the environment.
And so for a first, sorry, go on.
I wonder if the PC version has like the best of both worlds. If you can, have that fidelity plus the frame rate, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's in a way it was reminding me a little bit of, it's like a teenagers or like a young adult version of Biomutant or something, where it's like very stripped down combat, very it's not, it has a hub world thing, and it has a village and you go out, but like it is fairly linear, like Jason was saying. And there are boss fights which are I feel like the first boss fight at least was like kind of taxing a bit. Like it wasn't super easy, but it was and also the three difficulty modes is like straight up like, hey, you play this just for the story mode. There's a regular and then the hard one. It seems like the hard one, I kind of wish I'd gone to the hard one, because I think the hard one, the combat encounters might actually be a bit more engaging, or a bit more risky.
I've definitely found situations, especially when I got the bow and the enemies that appear in trees, it makes a combat a little more daunting, because you've got shit coming from all angles, and I found myself frequently getting hit with shit that was coming off screen.
And you don't have a lot of health.
What's that?
You don't have a lot of health.
No, not a ton. No, and oh god, there's those stupid cursed chests, where if they'll spawn enemies, like 4 to 6 enemies or something like that, and you die in one hit if you.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it sucks, and I'm like, I tried one a few times, and I just like went on afterwards. I'm like, I can't do this. It's one fucking hit. Come on. Do
your little rot companions? Do they ever like come together to form like a big rot? You think, or has that happened?
Good question.
I just want like a big rot thing to just
big
hug.
Rot.
Big rot.
Yeah. They kind of come together. You can send them off to like incapacitate enemies, where they like swirl around the enemy, and they're like trying to swat down flies and shit. I guess that's the closest you could get to a big hug. But it's certainly effective, especially against some bosses that like to teleport, like will jump down to the ground, kind of tunnel under, and then pop up somewhere else. If you just shoot the rot at them, it'll keep them locked in place. You can whoop them up pretty good.
Okay.
The ability they have to move stuff is like actually like very well executed. They can pick up neat stones and stuff, so you can jump up on the stone to get somewhere. It's pretty basic, but it's like fairly dynamic. Like you can basically just point anywhere for them to go, and like one of them is kind of like waving the other ones over. It's really neat. The game doesn't like do a lot. Like so far at least, the game isn't doing like loads. It's not like super mechanics heavy, but everything it does is super polished. Like the platforming feels really good. It's really snappy. Latency's low. Like for a animation centric studio, they seem to have gotten like the gameplay elements are very tight. Like it feels good to play this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this out.
Speaking about picking stuff up with a rod, I might have to pick this up. Also surprised that it's not a full price like $60, $70 title. It's clocking in at like 40, which is
$40 and $50 tier. Yeah,
it's a little surprising.
Excellent.
I hate that feels like a little bonus or little sweet treat for me as the consumer. But you know what else is a sweet treat? Oh man. God. This Deathloop game, huh?
How you been enjoying it?
Sweet treat.
Uh, I don't have much to add to the conversation that y'all were having last week about it. But like, normally this is not my type of game. Like the Dishonored series always had me in like that decision panic of like, I really want to play it this way, but I can't because I messed up. All right, let's roll back my save, and then I just get caught in that loop. And the same thing kind of happens with Hitman.
It's kind of like a Deathloop.
Wow, damn it, kind of like a Deathloop. And the same thing would happen with Hitman, where you work so hard to get stuff to pop off in a certain sequence that I just get so bummed out when the puzzle pieces don't quite line up. But in Deathloop, it's been fun that you can just go super loud into an encounter and then redo it during a different time of the day and just go super quiet. Like even the first mission of infiltrating the game castle thing, the Space Invaders thing, I was like, well, I could just go in guns a-blazing, but I'll go super duper quiet. And then I fell off a cliff because I was trying to go super duper quiet.
Literally, right?
I literally fell off a cliff because I thought I could make the jump. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? Screw the weird decision fear. We're just going to go guns a-blazing.
Nice.
And then I wound up getting killed. But I had like cleared through like a good path in the game castle that I was like, all right, well, I died. I rewound time a bit. I did see that door over there, so let's just go in real quiet. And then I went in real quiet, and then I got to the very tippy top, and I took care of the target I was supposed to, and it just felt super satisfying that I just for once wasn't debilitated by that decision fear, and not held back by like, okay, well, I'm gonna invest so much time into getting stuff the very specific way I need it to get done, but I don't know. I guess like the looping mechanic in this just lends to the ability of like, okay, well, you messed up really, really bad, but you could recover from this. You got some residuum.
Yep. Residuum.
Time juice.
Time juice.
Yeah.
You got your time juice from this encounter. Slurp that bad boy up. You're good to go. And I'm still fairly early in the game, but like, I don't know. I've enjoyed the writing so far. The little stylized cinematic stuff where when Colt uncovers like a new little story beat of like, oh, I guess these two really like each other. We'll go over here.
God, that sounded just like him. Oh my God.
Yeah. Are you Colt?
I didn't want to say what I'm moonlighting as on the side here. You befriend one voice actor, and then it just opens up a whole world. But Danny, you beat the game.
Yeah, I did. I did last night. I won't spoil it or anything. I think the one thing I will say is, and people echoing this, is that don't expect the ending to sort of answer all your questions or anything. It really doesn't do that. But it is, it's an ending that sort of made me go, cool, all right, I'm going to keep playing. Like, I feel like you spend the entire game basically trying to set up this one, sort of murder streak over the 4 times a day. And once it does, it's a case of like, how many invasions are going to fuck me up, basically. And I got invaded on the first. I was at the stage late in the game where I was getting invaded almost every time I started a day. Yeah. Like no matter what, first thing in the morning.
Reach that point where it's like 75% is like.
Oh yeah. And it got frustrating. A couple of times I turned off the internet. I was just like, I just want to do a thing. I want to explore the area. I want to like find some new stuff.
They don't give you that option. You actually got to turn
you can
off.
turn it off
somewhere. Yeah, you can turn it off.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you get to a point where you are being invaded by the game. Like,
right.
I can take her
regularly.
It's the regular, it's the online people that it's a little bit trickier with, because I have to spec up to fight them. I have to like bring in certain powers and guns for them. Like for them, I'm bringing in Havoc. For them, I'm having the sniper rifle. Whereas I never do that regularly. I'll have my silenced pistol and stuff. For those. It seems
folks. Like a fun thing to experience like twice, and then you're sort of just like, okay, let's fucking get down to business.
I think for me it was that I was playing the game so much that there was certain times where I was like, no, like for the next hour I just need to not have it. But I really liked how it pushes you out of your comfort zone, because by the end of that game, you do basically know the areas like off by heart. Your blink power, whatever it's actually called in this game, is like super powerful, so you can do things like make that gap, at the
it's a mile long,
thing
and you can
uptime. Yeah, you still have to jump, I think, to make it happen. Double jump, but it's fun. Like to your point, like it's like there's a bunch of different things. And I had an interview last week with Dinga Bakaba, the creative director at Arcane. We'll have up on NoClip in a day or two. But it does a bunch of things that like sort of messes with the ways in which immersive sims don't work for some people, which is like save scumming. Like, well, don't worry about it. If you die, we're going to zoom you back to like, we're basically going to hit quick load, right? To like the last time, like maybe 5 seconds ago or 30 seconds ago.
This is a roundabout, like saved coming like mode, essentially.
Totally. Yeah. It's so smart. And then stuff like, to your point about, if you go in loud, one of the things about this, which is different to like a game like Hitman, for instance, is that you can go loud in one area, but the next room over, they mightn't have heard you. Mm-hmm. So the game is like split up into these ways of like, you messed up, you didn't mean to get caught, kill these 5 people and you're okay. It's not like the whole city has been alert, they're all too high on drugs.
Seems very generous in that respect. Yeah,
totally. And the AI is not that tricky. Like they're meant to be, bowling pins to be knocked over. It's not a game that's like where you're supposed to struggle through combat experiences. It's about the sort of the broader meta thing that you're working on.
A lot of people conveniently and fantastically placed on cliff sides to just kick them
100%.
off. Man,
in the butt.
It's so
ready for the picking.
Just so satisfying. And then especially when there's 2 of them there, and you kick one off, and the other one's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then you kick that person off. Oh, it's good. It's good. It just makes me want like an arcadey style Hitman, kind of in the same vein. God,
you should play Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. That's got. Arcane have a long history of having really good kicks in video games, but that game has like lots of spike walls and things like that for you to kick people into, and chandeliers that swing around, and you can make ice patches on the ground so they slip. It's like a old timey movie, like the video game. It's good stuff.
Old-timey movie, the video game. Bacalard, you have any more experiences, fun times in Deathloop near the end? Have you beat it too?
No, I have not yet. I feel like I'm right there. And Danny, you said something that made me realize that there is so much that there are like maybe I'd say 3 pivotal elements of this game that I yet to know next to nothing about. Where I see this all the time and I'm just like, what is like, when do I do that? Or like when do I, like the delivery spots?
Oh, what? Same here. I have good point. I have no idea what the hell. I haven't figured that out.
I've yet to speak to anyone who can, maybe Tam probably knows, but like I've not talked to anyone who's just like, this is how those work. So
there's a note somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere there's a note that I haven't found. And I feel like I've fucking searched every corner of these maps. And then also, I guess maybe this might be spoiling a little too much, but I feel like it's a general enough question where it's like, when you do the thing, can you still play?
Yes.
Like after you, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll do.
I think I will say that there is a choice situation at the end of the game as well, so I have only done one of them, and it let me keep playing, but I'm pretty sure no matter what you do in that game, you can keep playing, and you can also reset your own loop in the options if you want. You can
I wonder what that choice is. I wonder what that choice is.
So yeah, but it's all, I think, to me though, I would say that I guess it's hard to tell whether or not you have rewound in time or whether or not the game keeps playing after the end. It's kind of hard to say, and I won't say anyway because it'll spoil whatever ending there is there. But to me, like I've completed the main objective in that game, but I'm excited to go back in and figure out stuff like the delivery. Is there anything else that you're? Yeah,
there's like little puzzles that you like. There's one sort of scavenger
thing?
hunting. Yeah, there's the trivia thing I want to go back to. There's something under Alexis's compound.
Oh yeah, the Updam map that's in
Danny's balls.
I haven't had it.
There's Danny's sweaty balls we all need to wrap our heads around.
They're
like
everywhere.
there's probably like a half dozen things. There's also like a weird drug use like nest of wires thing near your apartment in Updom that you have to like that you can figure something out with.
There's lots of guns as well that you can optionally
Yeah.
unlock, which I feel like I have not. Like the weapon arsenal stuff, there's a lot of that. Like the game that's in Updom, where you have to, you can hack that thing as well earlier in the day to make it super easy if you want. Like, there's loads. So to me, I feel like it's a game about that like mastery. I actually will be really excited to replay the final day a bunch, because my final run through was like, it feels like the end of Ocean's 11, where like everything has to, you have to do the earlier stuff in the day, and by then like you've probably done each of those things already at least once. I think you have to have really. So the final day for me, and I think it's the same for everyone, I think there's really only one day. It's not like you have to figure out how to do it. The final day involved killing like multiple. I think there was 4 people there at the end or something, and then Juliana turned up while I started fighting. I accidentally pulled 2 of them at the same time, so they were attacking me along with everyone else. And then it came up, Juliana is here, and I'm like, no. So it was a cool like. By that stage, you've gotten so good at the game and you've so many powers and the levels so much more that it's, it's night and day from the first time you played it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, I definitely hit a point in the game where again, you said this a lot too, and this resonated in a big way, how like this is a very snackable game. And that's sort of how I'd been playing it. Like maybe the most I sat down with this game was like 2 hours at one point. It was like the most I've really sat down with it. I was away for a week, so I probably would have gotten a lot of progress done that time. And I realized that like I got to one objective where I was just like, this is, and I kept having to go to the evening, right? Like it was just evening. I would fuck up and then I have to go back to the evening. And I'm just like, okay, this little loop that I'm in right now is wearing on me. Like this moment right now, I got through it, and I'm excited to keep it going. But like, yeah, it's there are enough things there that keep you excited to kind of push you through that barrier and move along. And like I said, I'm right there. I'm sure I'll one of these nights coming up, I'll finally roll credits on that. But yeah, it's still really doing a lot for me. Loving it.
What's cool is seeing a lot of people talking about Prey now.
Yeah.
It's like, because
it's
that
like
game
the
is
game
such
to bring up. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. We put out our documentary on it last week as well, which was complete happenstance because it just took us forever to get around to it. Not really. But it was like, but it is funny how that game has gone from like this, kind of cult classic, where people who played it really liked it, and especially when people refer to Moon Crash, which is the roguelike DLC, and it's there's so much there that feels similar, where the studios are separate, but they both sort of figured out that the one of the problems with immersive sims is that when you complete, like, the best part of those games is like the last hour, once you've figured out the levels and figured out the powers and figured out everything, and then the game ends. And then there are some people who go back and play it, and they're the ones that are on forums and Reddit and talking to their buddies about how good this game is. And then there's the people who either never got to the end or completed the game and then never had that experience of going back and really understanding the systems and trying things in different ways. And somehow they have figured out a way with the days and the time of the day and the meta progression, or I guess not the meta progression, the progression. The game is literally taking that old meta progression and making it the way the game works. And they just figured it out. So it's really awesome, especially for people who've like played these types of games for a long time. It's like a real, I'm not even sure if it's necessarily for them, because it's maybe it explains a bit too much for some of those folks, but it's really cool that like it's opened up to a bigger audience, because that's the thing people have wanted for all immersive sims, from like Looking Glass Studios closing after release Thief 2, to like Ion Storm closing after releasing Deadly Shadows and Invisible War, to like Arcane making all these awesome games and like never being this massively successful studio. Like, it's so awesome. And I hope that this game has been received well, and I hope it sells well too. It sounds like it's doing really well.
Yeah, it definitely made me want to revisit Prey and beat Prey Love my way through that.
What?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Wait.
Boy.
We can't just let that go.
Well,
what is that?
Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah,
I love it.
man.
Sandra, was that Sandra Bullock?
Nobody knows.
Danny, okay, so you saying that about Prey and then how you see the DNA there in Deathloop is making me think of the dumbest conclusion I've come up with recently, and that this has nothing to do with video games, so I apologize.
Okay.
But
So Sandra Bullock. It's about Sandra Bullock.
no, it's someone that I get confused with Sandra Bullock all the time, which is Lauren Graham. And that like my partner made me watch Marvelous Ms. Maisel.
Oh yeah.
Amazon series, an Amy Sherman Palladino joint. And then I was like, wow, everyone in the show talks way too fast for a regular conversation. And then
well, it was like the 60s or 50s,
yes.
That people spoke way too fast back then, apparently.
But then for some reason, my partner and I was like, yo, like none of the sitcoms I watch on a regular are on anything anymore. They took Seinfeld off of Hulu. What else do we got? And then she was like, yo, check this shit out. And she puts on Gilmore Girls. And then it's the same damn show. It is the same damn show.
Same creator, right?
I know, but like it's like seeing that DNA somewhere else and then seeing where it came from. It's just like,
sure,
wow, you
did it in reverse. Yeah.
Like she found the formula and it's just hitting. And then I'm like, oh man, I hate you, Jared Padalecki. How could you do that to Rory?
Oh jeez.
But
don't hate on Jared. Supernatural is.
Shouts out to my boy Milo Ventimiglia, though. Love that guy. Anyway, Toem is a game.
What's this about?
What is this?
Small little release. Up into the lead up of this coming out, I was getting it very confused with Chicory because Chicory is also another top-down indie adventure type, black and white type of game. But Toem is a fun little photo puzzle adventure game where you are a thing. I don't quite know what you are. Maybe you're a sheep person, llama thing.
That's a thing. Yeah.
And your grandma gives you her antique camera. Grandma gives you her antique camera and sends you off into the world to take a bunch of photos. And it's neat because it's it plays in a not point and click, but you're navigating around the environment using your mouse, and
like almost like Fez. It kind of looks like isometric-y, kind of pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, totally. But then to solve the puzzles or the random objectives, you bust out your camera, and then that's when you jump into the perspective of your player character, and you're kind of like moving the camera around the environment that is isometric when you're normally going through it, but there you're going through your character's perspective, and awesome. The whole point of the game is to just help people out. Everyone has a couple little needs to do. It's like one of the first objectives is this sleeping bear needs a photo of the hotel that he works at. He wants like a promotional photo, and he sees you. It's like, oh, you got a camera, sick. Take a photo of this hotel. And it's funny because the game really makes a big point about your camera with a digital zoom. And like a bunch of different side characters were like, you got a digital zoom on this camera? Yo! Awesome. And you know, it's fairly linear. You need to progress through it, you need to like complete maybe like 7-10 objectives to move on to the next area, because with each objective you're getting a little stamp for your objective card, and then you need a couple stamps to ride on the bus for free to the next area. But the objectives are fun because it really takes you throughout the level, and they do a really good job at breadcrumbing everything, where you'll notice in the environment of like, is that like a beaver porcupine thing over there? Whatever. And then you'll come across another beaver porcupine thing and saying like, yo, you got to find my bros so we can move this log. And then they'll do neat stuff with a camera where you don't necessarily have to take pictures of stuff, but you just have to like focus in on it and like find it in the environment. Like there's a fun little mini game where you have to play hide and seek with like a Cub Scout troop, and all you have to do is just like hover over them, and then they'll be like, "Ah, you found me." Ah, shucks. It's really cute. Like there's a skeleton that runs out of a building really early into the game, and he's like very frustrated about ghosts, and then he gives you these cool sunglasses that let you see ghosts.
They live.
And it's like a ton of like little neat little Easter eggs to, you know, other pop culture stuff and whatnot. It's I didn't think
It sounds cool, man. You sold me.
I didn't
You
think
play it
that
on
this
Steam
would be,
or Switch?
playing it on Steam, yes. Or
It's on
Epic.
Switch too, I think.
Yeah. It's these small damn indie games, y'all, that are making me introspective about art and stuff, and I hate it.
Whoa.
What you
I
hate
don't
art?
actually-
Is
I
that
don't
what
actually
just-
hate
is
art.
that what I
Don't
heard?
I don't
Jeez.
like thinking about it and being introspective, you know?
Take the blue pill.
Yeah. Like,
Because
some
even in
odd
like the
things.
beginning part where you're just talking with your grandma and she's just like, "Go out into the world. I'll just see you off to the bus stop." And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
"Shut up.
Uh-oh.
Damn it." But it's
yeah.
good. It's a fun
So-
little game. Yeah.
it's text, not voice acting. I'm assuming, right?
They all speak in like Simlish, so it's like
Got it.
like
I'm
Animal
just-
Crossing
this is,
too.
This
One
is
of
my
those.
6-year-old like brain where I'm just like, you know, because he just finished most of Mario Odyssey, and now it's like,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
let's do this now. I
No,
think
this is like
the
super
next one.
R-rated, right? They're like, motherfucker.
Yeah,
take
they're
that
cutting
digital
up a
zoom
Seems like
there.
a
Hammer way,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Taking
I'll
pictures
kill
of
you.
kids in parks.
Well,
Creepy.
so there is like this one weird person that's just like in a cloak and like a Elmer Fudd, not an Elmer Fudd hat, just like a big fedora, and then he's just like hovering around, and like there's a telescope or a periscope that pops out of a trash can. Is like, "Yo, you need to find this guy for me because I just see him everywhere."
Peeping Tom.
Wow.
Peeping
Yeah.
Tom.
Could
Maybe
be
his
the hero of
name
the
is
story.
Tom.
He'd be
Yeah.
like the old man in Home Alone. He was the good one all along. Spoilers for Home Alone, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
Damn it,
Oh,
damn
that
it.
gets me every time.
Damn it, Danny.
Jesus, Danny.
Mr.
Crimes.
Bacalar, I see.
Podcast crimes. What? What do you want? What do you
Mr.
want?
Bacalar, I see. I see. As I was talking about a random guy floating around, you have also brought up a random guy on the YouTube, a YouTubist.
Yeah. I go into you know, if you know me personally, I have a lot of like hobbies. I go into weird black holes, rabbit holes, slippery slopes.
Oh, you're into YouTube? That obscure
up and
website?
down. No. Not it's
Never
not the
heard of it.
YouTube. It just so happened this time around the medium was YouTube, right?
Okay.
So if it's not like if it's not this or that or whatever,
The game
this
was
time it was
YouTube?
on. No, the game of life is YouTube, as we all know. So I've been into Sudoku for a while, just as like a way to kind of zen out a little bit
Okay.
and try. I used to use it as like an anxiety coping mechanism.
Mm.
And it's more or less just like a way to like get my brain. Oh, you're like, well, you don't even know what to type here. It's like a way to get my brain to not focus on any other problem, right? And just do Sudoku. And then I guess I must have searched like Sudoku books or something online, and I got, you know, the algo picked it up, and it served me this channel on YouTube
Algo.
called Cracking the Cryptic. Have you heard of Cracking the Cryptic?
Mm-mm.
No, unless it's dash cam videos. I don't know it.
Are these TikTok
Real- is it-
detectives?
No, it is a YouTube channel. It's a Patreon, and it's these two guys from the UK who are like brilliant Sudoku solvers, like world-renowned, wildly talented puzzle solvers.
Mm.
And apparently, there's like this whole Sudoku community where people make games and they like trade them back and forth. And there's this whole scene that I just got exposed to. Now, I didn't dive in a big way. And the way I'm going to describe this is probably sounds bad, but just stay with me here.
Okay. The
There's
racist.
something in there, and they're all
Yeah.
QAnon. No,
That's what they're cracking, huh?
There's something incredibly therapeutic and intoxicating about one of the guys who does this video, this guy Simon, his voice and how he basically live streams solving Sudoku problems and puts them on YouTube. And like it's got like almost a half a million subs on YouTube. Like this is it's probably the biggest player in the Sudoku game as far as I can tell. I put these on at night when I'm like in bed, and there's something so genuinely like, I don't know what it is, but like I don't want to just say and look in the camera and be like, this channel puts me to bed with perfection.
I like it.
But like I get through half the video. The videos are long because it takes a while to figure out this stuff. And I'm like obsessed. I'm obsessed with just the cadence of this gentleman's voice and how he seems like he's like the nicest dude on earth. And you're just like, this guy's so sweet, and he's solving these puzzles that are like we are beyond like, oh, there's only 10 numbers in this Sudoku, motherfucker. Sudoku now, like he will look at a blank canvas and there's just like 6 arrows, and he's like, I gotta solve this. Not one number.
The
he's
Sudoku
like, I'm gonna
meta
solve
has
this
changed. There's no more
Sudoku
numbers.
now, there's like all these different games within Sudoku. So now there's like, they do this thing called like skyscraper, where like one column dictates the location for a number in the next column, and they give like little hints. Is wild. It's wild. In a million years, I'll never gain the ability to solve these problems, but there is something about how this shit is solved and the way he does. It's incredibly therapeutic. I find it super relaxing. And this is like doing something best for me.
Trailer for the very online show, because you've just lost your mind for 10 minutes about YouTube Sudoku.
Yeah, I know. So and
wait till you check in on Minesweeper, dude.
No. We're not going down there. So here's the other wild thing. So someone at some point told this guy Simon, like, hey Simon, you're good at solving these puzzles. You should play The Witness.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And now he's been streaming himself playing The Witness.
Cool.
Which has been really wild to watch, because it's like this guy has a brilliant puzzle solving mind, and he kind of like, you know, the bits of it that I've seen, he seems pretty good at it. Like some of the highlights that I've seen, pretty good. I don't know if he's done with the game yet, but anyway, it's called Cracking the Cryptic, and I'm just like, it's pretty lo-fi, but
Cracking the Crypto.
It's dope. It's a lot of fun, and you know, I don't know. I had to bring that up because I've been spending it.
It's soothing.
Puts me to, but not
British
in the bad
accents,
way. Not
numbers, just like feels good.
But not in the bad way. Not in the bad way. Like, I'm sorry, sir, you're putting me to sleep. It's like, thank you for accompanying me on this, you know, sleep voyage, I guess is the way to put it.
So I just Googled ASMR Sudoku, and if you want, there's actually quite a lot of that here.
Wait,
ASMR
I don't know if that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what I want.
Maybe they'd use like a marker on the paper, so it like you hear the squeak as well.
Well, maybe it's just like the strategy you use here. This can't be a 7 because
they have to print it out on nice cardstock, and like when they like writing
and then they don't throw it away when they're done. They put it in a beautiful envelope and they mail it to like
with a wax seal.
Yes, with a wax seal.
They pour the wax and stamp it.
Their little crack spoon.
They lick the stamp.
Dude, good stuff. There's some. I've come across some shit. Let me tell you. And then aside from that, which I just want to give them a shout out because I've been really digging their shit. I'm back on my keyboard shit again. I'm just
shit.
I'm just like keyboards. A lot of keyboards is the sound profiling and whatnot. So, Dan, your joke is actually pretty accurate. But there's some key sets that are coming out that like have been in production for a really long time, and I'm just like, oh my god, some of these are really dope. A lot of good keyboards coming out. The scene's popping.
Is it possible to get, because I see all these like Instagram shots of keyboards that are just entirely made of like fucking hamburgers but like you don't even see the letters.
The artisan caps.
Yeah. Can you just get one of like a whole set of that? Like, can I just get like
all hamburgers,
like parts of the body or something like really fucking
if you want, like they're all bespoke. Like all like little hands.
All
sure.
little hands,
They're all,
yeah.
Well, they're all bespoke, dude, and they're pricey as fuck. Like I don't have any of them. They're incredibly expensive.
There's no like
sometimes
mass market one
cat.
where you can get like all the they're all Pokemon. They're all just
I
like
don't
a different
know.
Pokemon.
Maybe. I don't know. Like all the ones that I've seen that I've even entertained buying, like there's this one creator, I think his name is like Jelly Key or something like that, and he does like really good resin. He like like tiny miniatures, and there was one that was like basically like a Super Mario World theme, so like they looked like little hills and like, it was like
wow.
yeah, super dope. But like one of those keys is like $90. Like it's just
that's
goddamn.
it's crazy. They do like koi ponds like for space bars.
Okay.
It's pretty dope, but it's just a lot of money. And I also don't love the feel of those. It's just sort of like not a thing you necessarily want to type with. But like there's just a lot of new sets. A lot of these sets, I don't know how far down the rabbit hole I've gone with you guys, but like the majority of these
Dive in.
custom sets are made by a company called GMK, and GMK is notoriously
Good motherfucking
backlogged.
keyboards.
That's it. Notoriously backlogged. Compound the pandemic, and like some of these group buys are going like 2.5 years. So imagine like like paying for a set of keycaps in like 2019 and hearing like, oh, that shit'll be here this November. It's sort of bonkers what's happening, but a lot of sets are coming out. There's one set that I'm really looking at, but like some of these aftermarket prices, I don't even think you guys want to hear it. It's just crazy.
That's crazy.
Tell me about this
StockX
real quick.
Yeah.
Just like $350, $400 for like a brand new set that probably costs like $180 to buy, going for about 2x.
Oh man, I just found one that kind of looks like a nice like Half-Life. It's called Espresso. Looks real good.
Yeah.
Speaking about espresso, I can't. I have fallen into a similar hole where
Tell us.
Signing up for exclusive drops for a coffee grinder because I guess probably because of COVID, it's affecting every industry, that this specific coffee grinder isn't readily available in the US, that a different coffee supplier is just saying like, hey, if you sign up for this raffle, you might be able to buy one. And then the asking price for the coffee grinder was like $200-$300 more than what it was like the MSRP in Europe. And I was like, God damn it.
Dude,
I need this coffee grinder.
I tried to buy hard drives this week. It's just everything. Like, because it's all for us shooting 4K 60 now. So we're just like eating up. I have a 9 terabyte drive on my machine that just like got swamped in like less than half a year. And it's like, so you just gotta like, but they're insanely expensive. They got up like 150 quid in like a year. Like just everything. Yeah. I think is that for crypto as well? Does hard drives, is that what that's used?
I don't know. Crypto's more GPUs.
Yeah.
Right. It's just in general.
It's just silicon.
Everyone's archiving everything on the internet.
Just downloading all their porn now.
It seems like a bad time to make a new NAS in your house. Seems like the bad time for that.
Well, they were expensive already. I've got 2 full ones here, and they're like each time we do one, it's like $2,000 to like get the NAS and then get the hard drives to fill it up. And
what do you use, like a Synology or something?
Yeah, we got 2. I got 2 4-bay Synologies here, and they both have, God, I don't even know now at this stage, like 20 gigs in them or something. And then 40 because redundancy,
right? Yeah, got to RAID that shit. Dude.
I know. Well, it's not RAID, but yeah.
What I never asked you. What is that keyboard on your wall behind you? What is that?
Oh, that's an Amiga 600.
Yeah,
that's just like a Commodore. That's the box it came in. Yeah.
Oh, it's got it's got the box in the back. It's not a keyboard.
No, the machine. It's like an old Amstrad or an Atari, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like
I thought it was.
Machine
I thought you were like
keyboard.
Trying to send me subtle messages that you wanted to play in the pool with me, and
no, this is my one keyboard I want, and it's all yellowed in a beautiful way. So no, it looks good. I like that idea. I find the idea of buying a keyboard without touching it worrying, because you have a bad keyboard. Yeah, or just go to fucking Best Buy and just like go blah, 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 blah. I like this one.
I mean, you could go to Best Buy. I mean, you could do that.
I do. I got this.
I'm happy to build you a board,
nightmare.
Danny. Is what I'm saying. I'm happy to build you a board.
Thank you.
Well, now
Sounds like you're really intrigued.
now Mr. Bacalar and Danny,
Yeah.
you guys can stop staying up until 3 a.m. Wondering whether or not
Can you hear the beat?
the what? What are you talking?
What is that?
What?
You keep going, John.
Okay.
Okay, something's
Waiting
happening.
until 3 a.m. whether or not the other person will respond about keyboards, falling sweetly asleep to Sudoku. But until then, let's fall asleep or let's take a quick break. Close our eyes for a little bit, and then we'll be back with the news.
Your hair. It might fall out, but you can do something about it. That is it. That's the pitch here for Keeps. Keeps offers a simple, stress-free way for you to keep your hair. You go talk to one of their doctors online, virtually. Virtual conversation and consultation. They'll determine what's right for you. And these medications will be delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You're not going to leave the house. You don't have to get on the phone. You don't have to go see somebody. It's just a hassle-free way for you to get this stuff delivered straight to your home. Low cost, too. Treatments start at just $10 a month, and Keeps offers generic versions to help keep those costs low. The packaging is discreet. The results are proven. Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors. And hey, prevention is key. These treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results, so act now. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/bomb to receive your first month of treatment for free. It's keeps.com/bomb to get your first month free. keeps.com/bomb. It is the year 2021. Unbelievably, we have made it this far, and we're still here. So maybe it's time we started taking care of ourselves in a variety of different ways. I know you're out there like, I'm taking my vitamins. I'm on my stationary bike. I'm doing a spin class in the basement. Like, no. But also, what about your brain box, your mind, your mental health, you know? Think about it. You're struggling upstairs? A lot of people are. If you're not feeling like your normal self, hey, what about therapy? Huh? It's like a workout for your mind. No, look, therapy, it doesn't have to be sitting around talking about your feelings, all this other stuff. Therapy can be whatever you need it to be if you find the right therapist. And that can be the tricky part, right? That's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that can offer video, phone, or even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. Basically, whatever you're looking to get out of therapy, BetterHelp is trying to find the right thing for you. And it can be more affordable than in-person therapy, so you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about and see if it's for you, because you are your greatest asset. It's true. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and you can get 10% off your first month over at betterhelp.com/bombcast. That's betterhelp.com/bombcast.
Just like the games don't stop coming out, it turns out news keeps newsing. Newsing? Is that the verb?
News. Everyone knows
Yeah.
that.
Unrelated to anything, it got brought to my attention that like a lot of names, like dude names, sometimes are just like verbs, right? Like, oh, here's Chase. And then it just made me wonder, like, is there someone out there just named Jog?
Jog, like maybe Yog.
Are you trying to be a smart ass, Jan?
No, this is me legitimately asking. Is there someone out there named Jog?
Yes.
I mean, last week we found Wario.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure there's Jog.
That's true. That's true.
Definitely, dude. Definitely.
But it's with a G.
Sorry.
Yeah.
G-E-O-G-G.
It's a soft G.
Soft
Yeah.
G.
Are we gonna go this whole podcast without actually saying anything about Gerstmann? Like, why
Oh,
he's not
Jeff
doing-
Gerstmann is out on assignment. The most loveliest of assignments out there. That assignment being fatherhood.
again.
Again.
2.0, baby.
Again.
Just like NXT is 2.0, just like the tag team 2.0, 2.0 with a baby.
Baby.
Speaking about, nope. Let's not go with that second news story I have listed here. Let's go with the first one. Speaking about
God.
babies, you know, they eventually grow teeth, just like the Nintendo Switch has grown
God damn it.
a Bluetooth.
It
turns out.
Maybe it was inside it all along.
Just like teeth.
Oh.
Just like
Teeth,
teeth.
exactly. Just hiding,
No.
waiting. Don't take an X-ray of a Switch. You'll be terrified all the things that are hiding in there.
That's like one of those articles at the bottom of a webpage. You won't believe what's in a Switch.
Wait a second.
It's just the cross section.
Can I get a keyboard that's all teeth?
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Like
Yeah. I didn't even need to think about it. Yes.
They'd have to
Not
be
like-
like
not-
molars, though, right?
Yeah,
but
all
not-
molars.
not
You get some
3D
insides
printed.
here, they're gonna fucking cut your.
No,
fingers.
I got a guy. I'll get you some
A
nice
teeth guy?
bespoke
Teeth guy.
resin.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't
But
want
you
the
want
resin.
human
resin
teeth.
teeth.
You
I
want
want
human teeth.
real. I want nightmare
Fucking Hannibal
keyboards,
Lecter over here wants a
real
fucking
teeth.
human tooth keyboard.
wisdom
Alright.
teeth for the F keys. Space bar.
What's the
the
space bar? What's space
it's a
bar?
tongue. It's a petrified tongue.
get out! This guy is
God.
just come on.
Anyway, in a surprise
Come
update,
on.
Nintendo added the ability to sync up Bluetooth audio devices to the Nintendo Switch. Can finally pop in those AirPods. I tried it myself, and the syncing process wasn't too much of a headache, surprisingly enough. And it kind of stinks because it seems like this ability has been in the Switch
Why?
for this whole
Totally.
time.
Why did
Totally.
we have to wait? Why? How many fucking
It's-
flights where I forgot my stupid
Yeah.
This thing,
cable?
this thing's
Yes.
fucking worthless now.
Yeah,
Insane.
it was a dongle because there'd be companies releasing little dongles to pop onto the bottom of your
Yeah.
Switch
Wow.
to add Bluetooth audio to act as like
All out of
an
business
audio
now.
device or whatever. And you know, you could hook up USB wireless headphones for the longest time. But I don't know why all of a sudden Nintendo
It
decided
really is
like,
crazy.
It's
like
just
it really
wild.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
it's like next thing you're gonna tell me is that the dock had like an Ethernet port this whole time. Like you
No
just had
way.
to unlatch another door in
that's it.
the dock.
That's pretty good.
It just it bothers me so much. I mean, I'm thankful for sure that I can
No,
just
but
do
it
that
should
now.
bother you. It should absolutely bother you.
Oh,
I
it
cannot-
does- it
Because
does
it's had
bother
the
me.
capability
This
for
is
so
insane.
long. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
like
is
right
the
out the
most
gate.
bittersweet update that has ever happened.
Yeah.
It's like
It
what a
seems
cursed
mean.
update. Yeah.
It seems mean.
Because like
Like-
honestly, like anytime we've ever talked about like a new Switch or like a new iteration of the Switch, this is like one of my bullet points that I would love.
Yeah.
And to know that this has been here the whole time, why?
Do you remember when Fry lived in Bender's apartment and then Bender was like, "Oh, you can open this door. There's a closet," and there was a whole apartment behind him.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
if there was like a boost button on the back of the Switch that made all the games run in 4K 60. We were just like,
Just
and they put
Yeah.
it out with like zero fanfare. It wasn't like they even said it was just in a random update. Like, oh, and by the way, line item, this thing everyone wanted since the start.
Yeah, they
Th-
couldn't
this
have made a
does
graphic with Mario popping his AirPods on. He has like a little mushroom AirPod case, and it's like, oh, audio.
Can we try and have like a serious discussion about why such a thing, like why this played out this way?
So my first inkling was it because they didn't want people to also use Bluetooth microphones while playing multiplayer games, but this update, you still can't use Bluetooth like microphones as like an input into like any multiplayer game. Not that there are a bunch on the Switch that allow that to begin with. You know, like Splatoon, you have to download their. Oh my God, Splatoon! You have to download their third-party iOS app or like mobile app
Yes.
to even chat. when you didn't, it seems like you didn't even have to do that, maybe. But like that's my first thing. It's like they didn't want people talking to each other.
Quick, yeah.
You know, like that's like what I was thinking. But
is there some like licensing issue with Bluetooth technology? Like something lapsed that made it cheaper, or you know what I mean? Like, is there something you have to pay into to use a certain protocol, or you know what I mean? Like that's the type of weirdness that sometimes ends up being. But like no, right? Because no one's reported on it, so. They just weren't arsed. They were just like,
unbelievable.
I got a weekend. Let me fix this thing. Crazy.
Someone in our live chat is chiming in saying that it was kept hidden because it's bad. Oh, okay. The controllers are using it, so when you have to use it, it limits the number of controllers you can connect, and it's laggy. It doesn't support certain headsets. It's confusing and bad, and just likely makes it a hassle. Actually, I haven't tried out the latency with like a rhythm game or anything on it.
True.
Which God could be a nightmare. But I don't. Have y'all been in a situation where you guys are syncing up a bunch of Bluetooth controllers in your like rooftop parties with your Nintendo Switch?
With my Mister, yeah. Like I've done like 3+, but yeah, not that many.
Yeah, but like with a Switch, right? It's like the most I'll ever do is 4.
Sure.
Yeah, unless the distance, maybe because there is a distance issue with Bluetooth a bit. Like if you're just playing there, sure, but yeah, if you're doing like maybe multiplayer tappy game, whatever it is, and then having headsets, maybe it's. I can see how maybe when they launched the thing, they didn't want. Nintendo never launches stuff, or they try not to launch stuff where like something doesn't work, like capital W doesn't work. Like maybe the internet connectivity is like badly executed, but like nothing's broken. So I can see where the commenter might be like, yeah, that's why they held off on it. But also, it's been like how long? Would that thing come out 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah. That's. Ugh.
Yeah. I think you can only use one Bluetooth audio device at a time, and it limits you to using 2 Bluetooth controllers while using Bluetooth audio. So I guess that ties into like if you're having your Nintendo Switch party on New York rooftops, you can only share AirPods or share like with your loved one while you're playing snipper clips and whatnot.
It seems totally reasonable.
Yeah. It just seems like a bummer that this has been there the whole time. I mean, they could have just had this language then, but whatever.
Yeah, thanks, Nintendo.
Thanks, Nintendo. I guess.
And a thanks to
sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Good on ya.
No thanks, however, to the higher ups here at Activision Blizzard.
Oh,
the growing, not actually here.
Okay,
we're all cool here.
Yeah, we're all cool.
Yeah, we're all cool. In a case that started in July with the state of California getting involved with Activision Blizzard's sexual misconduct and general treatment and discrimination amongst employees, the frickin' SEC has gotten involved. And for folks that don't know, that is the Securities and Exchange Commissions here in the U.S. And they have issued a subpoena to Big Bobby Kotick and several other members in leadership, apparently.
Damn, Bobby's going to have to get off the boat.
This is one of the things I was interested in, where Bobby was when they issued this subpoena.
The Bobby watch.
Sure.
Oh,
sure.
Boy. And, this is already a very messy situation. One moment. Gets into it with... Sorry, I just need to update a little lower third. But for the SEC for this to start as like a state case raised by California, and then for it to grow to a nationwide thing, I'm glad that people are being taken accountable for their actions or stuff that had happened underneath them. Too often, and I mean we see this in so many different industries where there is a bunch of shit going on at the bottom or other levels that the people at top never see any consequences. And for a subpoena to even be issued to a CEO of a company, I feel like is a big step in the right direction, hopefully. The SEC is also requesting a bunch of documents, like minutes from specific meetings. They're also asking for specific files on former employees that may have conveniently exited the company a couple months prior to all of this stuff hitting public and before the Department of Fair Employment and Housing in California got involved, which, a certain Jeff Grubb had posited this on hit Giant Bomb program Grub Snacks, available for premium members, selects available on YouTube a couple days later, that this might have been the case where, a lot of these employees had known that shit was going to hit the fan soon, and they decided to just gas brake dip out of here before they were held accountable. But it's looking like, maybe they could be brought back in, or former staff members that were affected by some of this misconduct will get brought back into the fold to, hold those accountable.
But so the SEC though is sorry, go on, Bacalar.
No, I feel like you're gonna ask the same thing I'm thinking about too. Is like SEC is usually like financial malpractice, right? Like, so is it that they're saying? Because I have not read this. Are they saying that they want to investigate like these situations because they led to some sort of like financial indiscretion, or are they?
It's not just financial malpractice, right? The SEC is basically set up to protect the needs of investors, like across the board, right? So, like that's why I'm maybe a bit cynical about this, where it seems what's actually happening isn't necessarily that they are, trying to, fix a wrong that has been happened here when it comes to the sexual harassment of all these people in this workplace. But actually more, it's the handling of that crisis by the people in charge.
Yes.
That's what it seems to be, which is kind of like the
because they have
non-crime.
But that's
like
what it is.
Rich people's money was actually at risk here. That's what's important.
This is not some sort of like workforce championing at all.
Yeah.
This is them being like, hey, did you mislead investors? And did you know shit was going down? And did you not disclose this? Like
did you bury this for years?
Yeah. That's the thing. Unfortunately, I guess, because
unfortunately, I hope holding people account, like, these investors holding the company accountable could possibly lead to a solution or like a brighter outcome, but it doesn't suck. It does suck that it has to get down to like when people's money is on the line, that's when people's livelihoods is then taken into account. Because
it's like the sexual harassment version of there's too many people dying on this construction site, where like money, the only thing that matters isn't that people have died or that people were sexually harassed or predated on at this place, but it's that it's bad for business, that like in the 21st century you can't be doing these things, not because of the moral implication of what was going on. No, that's like, that's a different conversation. It's more that like, oh, this isn't like how we run a company. This opens us up to too much liability. Look how much Riot lost in the settlement that happened over there. This is a wave that's coming. We should have been prepared. We should, it's all that type of stuff, which just like it's the most toe curling thing about like late capitalist like morality, where like we're all happy it's happening, but it's happening for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, this is like a monkey's paw situation where you want to see those in the powers that are controlling everything be taken to task for not doing anything underneath them, but it's not because of those actual actions or lack of actions. It's because it's making us look bad.
Yeah.
Semi-related, Rob Gallerani, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, who is a design director at Vicarious Visions, is urging consumers and audiences with Diablo 2 right around the corner to do what they feel is right when it comes to purchasing the Diablo 2 remake. Vicarious Visions, a part of Activision Blizzard. Vicarious Visions, though, not necessarily tied up with the whole situation transpiring. But for someone on the inside to be saying that, it's a little telling. It's a little, man, it sucks that there's a bunch of other people that have been, stand-up developers, stand-up people that are going to be affected by this. Like, we've talked so much about like Call of Duty Vanguard and how the team there is doing a bunch of stuff different or trying to be ambitious with the story of the game, or other studios just getting lumped in with the shitstorm happening.
Yeah.
They're having trouble attracting people as well, it sounds like, for obvious reasons. And they're not the only one, Yeah. There's a couple of studios, just especially in a place like LA, where there's a lot of movement of developers and there's a lot of, like, choice available. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to move house. There's studios, Orange County, the whole way up to Ventura, you can find places. Yeah. And probably in the Inland Empire, you can do that too. So it's not, they're just, some of these are getting black marks on them that aren't going to move for a long time. And who knows, like, maybe we'll see the result of that down the line in the quality of games that end up coming out. Like, not that that's the most important thing or anything, but like, this stuff does have it is casting a shadow in like the development world, obviously. Yeah, it's very real.
Yeah. In other news, I should have led with this, waking up from going to sleep before the break, but it looks like Bacalar is not only going to go to sleep playing Sudoku, but he may have a Quantic Dream
damn it.
Featuring Star Wars.
This is really... I'm not sure what I'm more surprised at. A Quantic Star Wars game.
But you could have also segued with the sexual harassment, allegedly.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
I chose not to take that lane.
It ties everything together, really.
Yeah, really.
There's a little bow on top.
I know we were expecting some heavy rain here in the Bay Area, but that didn't happen.
Oh, Jan.
Anyway,
finding you.
This level of humor is beyond you.
This is, you're better than this.
Two souls.
No,
beyond two souls.
Tell me what David Cage is doing to Star Wars.
Two souls.
Well, supposedly, Quantic Dream is signing the dotted line with Disney after ending their 10-year run exclusive relationship with Sony in 2019. I didn't realize that was like an exclusive deal. And this also ties into Lucasfilm Games not ending, but opening up the relationship from just exclusively being with EA. We're seeing signs of this with the tease of the Star Wars Ubisoft game. But a YouTubist named Gauto made the original claim that Quantic Dream will start this relationship with Disney. Tom Henderson of DualShockers also backed this up with some tracing some cryptic tweets, some liking and following. And he had posited that this maybe game might already be in development for the past 18 months. I want to ask the panel here, what do you think a Quantic Dream Star Wars game could possibly be?
It's going to have a sex scene with, what do you call it when you press the buttons to do all the...
Lightsaber?
No. Yeah, QuickTime event sex scene.
Yeah.
There's a QuickTime event sex scene in Indigo Prophecy. There's a QuickTime event sex scene in Fahrenheit, also known as, what was it named over here?
Indigo Prophecy.
Oh, sorry. I meant Omicron, the Nomad Soul, their first game. There's one of Beyond Two Souls, I'm pretty sure.
David Bowie, right?
There's one in Heavy Rain, the David Bowie one. So they are habitual sex scene QuickTime eventers. So I, for one, can't wait to see.
Hey, baby, there's sex posse. That's fine.
Sex.
Yeah, like there's banging in Star Wars, isn't there? Like that's the least of this mashup's problems, is it not? I mean,
there's kind of.
It's how you get the metachlorians out.
Is there banging in Star Wars then? Because then Anakin is kind of portrayed as like a Jesus Christ-like figure, just birthed by the midichlorians or the Force.
Okay, I have a lot to learn about
Active
Star Wars
games.
canon, is what I'm learning in this short little
man.
segment here.
Oh man.
Wait, so I'm trying to think, like, straight up. I didn't play Detroit, did not like Beyond Two Souls. I liked Heavy Rain, I think.
Droid
think
it's been a-
human.
It's been a while. Like,
Going Fahrenheit. How you feeling?
that's Indigo Prophecy, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's like, what is that, 15 years ago? Probably more. I think I remember that enjoyably.
20, right? Because
Yeah.
they had to rename it because of 9/11. was the reason.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Because the Fahrenheit 9/11
Oh
movie
shit!
was
the Michael Moore
connective
movie?
tissue. Yeah, it was the connective tissue there, which seems
Weird.
real dumb.
I mean, just like the undertaking that these games command, just feel like I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, Star Wars seems to be going in a different direction than what David Cage Star Wars game would be.
Well,
where
totally.
it's just like people talking a lot in some fucking Jedi Council.
Oh my god, what if this is just like the whole
Like-
Trade Federation stuff from the prequel?
Oh god!
Like,
Huh?
I just feel like if Star Wars
in the
is trending
Senate,
in the
yeah.
Mandalorian fashion, there's probably not a lot of, like, I don't know, none of those games are action games really, so like you're just gonna be like sort of fucking talking about lightsabers and Beskar and shit. I don't know.
Okay, how about this? Willem Dafoe.
No,
is
there's no
a-
way that guy is doing anything with him ever again.
I
said it's amazing.
He's a Jedi. He's a Jedi. He's Jedi.
Yeah.
He's one of those Jedi guys, right?
Okay.
But also, but he lives on a planet where he is a victim of what some might consider racism or speciesism, right? And his journey is to disrupt the social order of that planet by showing that actually racism is bad. And
Turns out.
that the thing that can unite us
Jesus
is
Christ!
Sick lightsabers.
is the Force.
Oh,
God
Jesus
damn it.
Christ.
It's
That's what
it's
you
the
meant,
Force.
Jason.
Yes,
Jesus Christ can unite us because
exactly.
Willem Dafoe is Jesus the Jedi.
And then at the
Jesus
end, he
the
has
Jedi.
sex in a QuickTime event
And a QT
with Mace Windu.
Oh.
Oh,
those
Yeah,
purple
okay.
lightsabers
Plot thickens.
yeah, lightsabers.
Damn.
intertwine. And,
That's the name of the game. It's just called lightsabers, but that's a metaphor.
If Quantic Dream could just
penises.
maybe search a little deeper internally and decide to make a Spaceballs collaboration instead of Star
Please
Wars,
do that.
can we just do
Please.
that instead? No, we can't besmirch the legacy of Spaceballs either.
Spaceballs.
All right, hear me out. You play,
I will play this game.
as like one of the droids from the prequel trilogy, right? And that
Yeah.
droid is trying to
Become human.
exactly. So the droid become human, and then it's all being narrated by the Gungas in episode 1. So that's why
God.
it would be did droid become human? Huh?
Oh,
Gungans.
I'm
yeah.
into it. I'm into
Yeah?
it.
Oh,
I'm
Jesus
into it.
Christ.
Oh man.
Yeah, because it's already racist that you've got the Gungans in there. So
Yeah.
that fits. Okay.
And then that's when Willem Dafoe comes in to show us that racism is bad.
Is David Cage like, I'm gonna fix racism with Star Wars video games? Is
One
that
game
what
at a
he's-
time. One game
He's
at a
gonna
time.
fix
is that
the
what he's coming
Gungans.
out?
Yeah. One game at a time.
What the fuck? I mean, I don't know what, like, am I supposed to have the reaction I'm having where I'm like kind of mad? Like, I don't even care for Star Wars in that bunch of a capacity, but I'm like kind of mad at this.
What are you more mad about? Quantic Dream and Star Wars or Bluetooth on your Switch?
It does have a similar energy, doesn't it?
It does have
It's like a
similar energy where
weird
it's like, an itch that won't go away, but
No.
not catastrophic.
It is going to be weird to see how they deal with like an established IP because, you know, at least they won't have to like all of their games are like fairly contemporary. You know what I mean? They're just in like
Yeah.
our world, except for Omicron, but like they're all in our world, and then there's something weird twist on it. And like, you know, I have completed every Quantic Dream game. I like playing those games. I think they are like almost like B movies or something. They're doofy,
Yeah,
but they
no,
do stuff that's interesting and cool,
doofy.
and they're different, right? I don't think they never make it into my game of the year list, but I'm always glad I at least tried and played them and saw them through. So it could be interesting.
Holding up for that doc, Danny. I get it.
Right? No. I've said my piece about that before. But I do think that this is either going to produce something that is like really kind of on the with the range of Quantic Dream quality being here. I think that this provides them the opportunity to make something that is better than what they've done before because it's in like an established world, or is a complete fucking dumpster fire because of expectation and because of like but the way in which people want this world to be, and then they get their hands on it and they're like, yeah, but what if Jar Jar brings quick time event
such
sex?
a low expectation, like, to begin with.
That's the thing. Like, I'm so surprised that like Disney is like, here are the keys to this thing that we are very fickle about. Like,
and again, none of this is confirmed. This is all still kind of just speculation, right?
Yeah, it's claimed, right? And then it's like, you seem to have a pretty crystal clear record. Like, here you go. Here are the keys to.
I bet those games sell. I bet those games sell.
Oh, totally.
Like, if Sony keeps funding them, then they have to be selling. If Sony is not going to be, I mean, okay, that's not entirely true. I'm sure Polyphony, actually, they probably sell as well. They have these weird companies that like don't release games all that often and seem to not have a mass market, but they must sell. Like,
that's fine that they sell. I'm just saying, my point is that the Star Wars canon is this like porcelain statue, I feel like, to the Disney company.
That ship sailed now. Now that for 5 years.
That out of touch with how people feel about Star Wars.
It has gone to the point where people are fondly remembering the prequel trilogy, and not even because of the meme economy.
I cannot even understand that mentality.
They're desperate.
But, okay.
Because, like, the sequel trilogy disappointed a bunch of people for various different reasons that people have gone back to justify, like, you know what?
They're like, Jar Jar, you know what, Jar Jar? We're sorry.
Yeah.
We're sorry. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude. I'm telling you.
That's bananas. That's just bananas to me.
You know what else is bananas?
Donkey Kong.
Super Monkey Ball.
Donkey Kong reference?
Nope. A new Wipeout game, baby.
Oh, hell yeah.
Don't say that.
Don't tease me.
A new Wipeout game. Danny, you and Jeff Gerstmann, who's out on assignment, fatherhood. We've mentioned this earlier. We had, radios, they do callback stuff, so we're doing that here.
Right, time and temp.
A new Wipeout game is coming out, except it's not for the PS4.
Finally.
Not for the PS5.
PS5? Oh,
nope.
Steam Deck?
Xbox?
Not for the Steam Deck, not for the PC. Well, maybe it could run on PC, I guess. A new Wipeout game coming out for mobile, baby.
Yeah.
God damn
and then you're thinking, like, oh, maybe I'll get some cool, like, hey, I use tilt controls while racing. No.
How do you feel about cards, John?
I love cards. I love card-based games.
Fuck you, no.
I don't know how you would make a racing game that is card-based.
Oh, is it just the weapons? The weapons, maybe get autopilot one. You get
maybe
the boost one.
Maybe you throw down your drift card. Well, you don't drift in Wipeout. You
kind of glide.
You kind of do. Yeah.
Yeah. You got air brakes.
You got to do something with the property. Studio Liverpool ain't around anymore. They got no one to make Wipeout games, so let's get some mobile. Put some sweet Future Sound of London on that bad boy, and then we're off to the races.
These decisions always sort of like flummox me, right? Because it's like, okay, so the Wipeout brand is so strong that they're able to like get invest in a
tap
mobile
into that
game.
Nostalgia, right? Or
and then they're like, all right, nice. And then they're like, all right, well, most of the people who remember Wipeout nostalgically will be like, this isn't for me. But are they just saying that like there's enough of that Venn diagram where like the little sliver of people who are just like, yes, Wipeout, and I'll take a mobile card based racing game.
I can see it.
Equals profit. Like, is that like the equation?
Think about who like the age of a Wipeout player, right? You were playing video games in the 90s. Maybe you don't play anymore, and you're in your like 30s, 40s. Yeah, and like you're going through the app store and like just all they need is that tiny bit of name recognition to maybe give
That
it a
funky
consideration.
font.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right.
that's
You're like,
it.
yeah, I remember Wipeout. That was cool.
Yeah, what?
I haven't played Wipeout in a while. What are they doing with Wipeout? Oh, it's a fucking card game now. Sweet.
I
Yeah.
mean, do this to Jet Moto, but not Wipeout.
Don't disparage the beautiful Jet Moto, Dave.
God.
I
damn
love
it.
Jet Moto. I love Jet Moto. I think I saw a video of Jet Moto 3 on the original PlayStation the other day, and I was just like, I can't believe I looked at that for an extended period of time. Like, I just don't think PlayStation games age the way other games do.
Oh, you say
Original
that, but
PlayStation.
people totally like Anodyne 2, which came out like 2 years ago. Like, it's just aiming for that look of PS1 era blocking characters.
Okay.
People have nostalgia for everything, man.
I get it. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. Like Axiom Verge looked like that. I just don't know. Like if people would be super jazzed in the same way.
There's someone making a Bloodborne PS1 port that I've been following on Twitter. That is like
It looks pretty rad.
unbelievable. Yeah, it looks so
That's
like it
cool.
doesn't.
Yeah.
It looks bad, like good. You know what I mean?
Intentionally, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I don't know
s-
how that's going to get released.
No
But
idea.
I hope to play it sometime.
Press it
Yeah.
to a disc. Speaking about, I don't know how that's going to come out. Apparently, Best Buys across the country, the U.S. should clarify, are said to have a couple PS5s and Xboxes in stock later this week. Actually, it's
Wario
report-
64 tweeted about.
Thank you,
Amazon having
Wario
it
64.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wario 64 tweeting about this means it's for sure going to happen. It's edict.
Yes.
I don't know how a Best Buy is perhaps going to manage this chaos or this bedlam. I can already imagine people are camping out right now. No joke. I bet you there is a Best Buy somewhere where they found out that they're going to have a supply of PS5s or Xboxes. There are people camping out right now because the same thing happened earlier this year with Nvidia cards. Like I think my local Best Buy had like a line of people camping out for fucking video cards, which they're in.
I believe that.
It's rare. It's in hard supply. It's not
Wild.
reported yet how they're going to do it. Whether it's going to be like a lottery system or like a ticket system. If they'll be online and you could do curbside pickup for them, who the hell knows? If there's going to be like a limit per one, because can you imagine? Like you've been waiting to get a PS5.
Oh, there
or
has to be.
holidays are coming up, right? There's like some loving, doting parent or grandparent. Like I'm not doing anything today. I'm gonna wait in line, get a PS5 for lovely little Timmy over there. Timmy's gonna have the best birthday or Christmas ever, and then the schmo that locks himself out of his pickup truck and is just waiting
Dr.
outside.
Business gets out of the car.
Dr. Business gets in and then buys all 50 PS5s.
Dr. Business.
I'm sure they'll have to, right?
Yeah,
Because
they-
they'll just scalp them then, right?
Yeah, that or it's like, hey, it's not just me in line, it's me and my whole family, like a certain someone would do for Pokemon cards.
Oh,
All right, so you get it.
I get it. I get it. Speaking about something we all may get soon is the Castlevania GBA collection. I think this is another Jeff Grubb joint that he keeps talking about.
Well, that's not going to happen then. God
Oh,
Yeah, I can't really. That guy's track record is dog shit. His actual
Rob.
dog shit.
He's just trying to bring stocks down.
Yeah, he's
damn
just
it.
shorting fucking all these companies. We know how it goes.
Squeeze them, baby. Squeeze them. Squeeze
Big
Dr.
squeeze.
Business.
The Big Squeeze, aka Jeff Grubb.
Yeah.
Dr.
Big
Business?
Oh, man. When Jeff Grubb ties his hair into a tight ponytail and slicks it all back, that's when he's Dr.
That's
Business.
code. That's code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, Geff Jub.
Jeff Grubb.
Well, this is the third time that this theoretical collection has been rated, but this time, for the first time, it's been rated that it might be heading to the Nintendo Switch. Curiously, the PS4, Xbox One, and the PC. I'm actually pretty hyped, and this is one of those GBA collections I've been waiting to come out because
Yeah, totally.
my
I never
first
played those. Yeah.
this was my first introduction into Castlevania because I was too scared as a youth to play Symphony of the Night because of the blood and the Draculas. But then by the time
loading times,
and the loading times, by the time Castle of the Moon came out, I had already seen Blade 1 and 2. That I have gone over my fear of vampires.
Much bigger.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
God. Jesus. And also, I'd seen Buffy and Angel by then. But yeah, so this is supposed to contain Castle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Aria of Sorrow. And I'm pretty hyped, and I hope this is an actual thing that comes out. I hope this.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I hope this is the one. Speaking about games that have come out, holy smokes! There's a certain very niche community on the internet that is fucking hyped.
Ain't that niche anymore?
Yeah, it's definitely not that niche. Especially if a wrestler will come out dressed up as their whole community's mascot. Anyway, Deltarune Chapter 2 came out last week, September 17th, for free. Toby Fox has been like, yo, everyone's going through it. Here's this for free, y'all.
That's awesome.
Which is super dope. Deltarune and Undertale has always been like a series. Well, less so Deltarune, but Undertale has always been a game that I've been like curious about getting into. And then I remember asking Ben Pack if I should because he was very much into those games. And then he just looks at me forlornly and goes, "Don't do it, man. Don't do it." Just because of how hyped that community, excited that community can be about Deltarune and Undertale. In addition to that, Toby Fox has said that chapters 3, 4, and 5 will release together. He's also saying that you'll probably have to pay for. He's teasing that it'll probably be more than Undertale, but how much was Undertale when it came out? Like
20 maybe?
20?
10?
Max, right?
Yeah. So, Toby Fox, please make that money. Charge money for this because,
I think he's doing all right. I think maybe he
as I
made
understand
enough money on that one game for the rest of his life.
As I understand, these people have bought a lot of these games, so make your money, sir. Make more money.
Sure.
Speaking about making money, no, that doesn't work. Okay, we talked about Deltarune,
he's handcuffed.
Toby Fox. Toby Fox doing stuff, announcing. Oh, okay, let's go back to Jeff Grubb. Jeff Grubb reporting all sorts of news here, and Jeff Grubb cryptically tweeting, there's going to be a delay, almost manifesting a delay in that Battlefield.
God damn it.
Announcing that they're delayed. I think their original release target was October 22nd. Now apologizing to the audience and moving that to November 19th. We can all blame Jeff Grubb. Well, maybe we should thank Jeff Grubb for that.
Well, no, do we know why Grubb delayed Battlefield? Like, do we know why he saw his
stock to drop? Because it moved the needle. Like, as soon as he posted it in his Discord, which he probably shouldn't have. That Battlefield was getting delayed. He didn't say, he didn't specify by how long, but investors were like, oh shit, it's getting delayed. It's probably getting delayed till 2023. As it turns out, it's just like a month or whatever. But that caused the needle to drop a little on EA stock. Thank you, Grubb.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that, Grubb.
Was like
SEC has to visit someone else.
To the man.
Perhaps.
This is like when Dave Bautista was about to sign the contract to go against someone else in the WWE, and then he gave the thumbs down, and then took on Triple H and challenged him for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Wow.
Shouts out to Kuya Dave.
The game.
Yeah, the game. Also, the game is delayed. Hey, they're citing that the pandemic's created a bunch of interesting challenges, but they're still teasing that the open beta may be coming later this month at least. I don't know. I'm of the mindset of like, ship it when it's done. Don't stress your team out. Please don't.
Of course.
And whatnot. And hey, we'll jump out of the helicopter together onto a skyscraper. November.
My personal hope is that the thousands of angry emails I sent him about Battlefield Vietnam not being in the sort of universe mode, the metaverse mode, is what did
Portal?
it. And they're
Yeah.
Portal,
They're
yeah,
just-
and they're
They're just piping that
wedging-
in for you last minute.
yeah, they're just cramming some Hueys and Fortunate Son into that game, and
That's a big license, that song, dude.
Vespas. Man,
I will say this. I feel like the delays like this are the ones that I kind of just I don't understand as much, just because of how short of a period of time they are.
How much can you actually do in a month?
Right.
Yeah.
Like how much of that turkey is not cooked already.
Right.
it's like the most common type of delay traditionally, right? It's because
Yeah,
it used
explain
to be
this, Danny.
because it's the gone gold thing of like, pressing discs, and like especially with a game like this where it's going to have more mass market appeal, so they are going to be selling more hard copies of this one. I mean, you don't have to do it that way anymore, but like if a game is like, the sort of the sine curve of like fixing a game, everything comes together in the last couple of months, right? So that's when problems and bugs and unforeseen sort of issues appear for the first time. So that's why just a little bit more headroom can help them to alleviate that stuff. And it's especially the case when it comes to games that are going to get massive prints in global markets, and also games that have stuff like multiplayer where they really can't drop the ball.
Yeah.
So, I can see why.
All right.
Maybe they decided to compress some audio codecs so the game isn't like 50 million gigs,
Could be. I don't know. You sometimes see this with smaller games that are trying to get out of the way of like bigger games, like a Call of Duty. So just trying to get away from that release date. Like you don't want to release on fucking Call of Duty day if you're a first-person shooter or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm still excited about Battlefield. It's like I hesitate to say this, but this might be my first Battlefield. I've never tried one of those games out before.
I should have talked about it in the first segment. I'm more excited for Battlefield than I was 2 weeks ago, because I played a good chunk of that Vanguard multiplayer beta over the weekend.
Oh, cool.
Should have mentioned it, forgot. Not drawn into it as much as years past. It's a little early to pass judgment, of course, but I don't know. I can't remember the vibe I was getting from Modern Warfare and then Cold War. But I kind of stopped playing the beta, which is an indication of like because usually I'm like playing it until the timer runs out.
Yeah.
And this time I was just like, nah, I'm going back to Deathloop. Maybe that has something to do with it, but yeah, they're sort of categorizing the games into like 3 different slots now, where it's like small, it's like fast paced, casual, and like insanely large based on like number of players instead of, so that was an interesting sort of thing. That doesn't really do much, I guess, for like the bigger picture of the game. But anyway, a lot more to see with that before we really dig deep.
Is that out in October?
Supposedly October 22nd.
Okay. Yeah.
Vanguard, you're saying?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Isn't Vanguard like next month? No?
Should be right, unless because November, what was it? November 14th is the new
I'm sorry, it's November
Battlefield
5th. It's November 5th.
Okay, so they're both late enough. Yeah. Interesting. I guess Thanksgiving is usually the cutoff for some of that stuff. Get it out before then.
Turkey. Can't wait for turkey.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Judge Dredd is now in Call of Duty, apparently.
Cool.
Okay.
Does he have shoes?
Has Judge Dredd had shoes? He wears shoes, right?
I guess
boots,
boots, but I'm just curious. I don't know.
We'll have to get to the bottom of whether or not he's wearing foot bottoms. But you know what is coming out, folks? The last news story of the day, the hottest news story of today. Pokemon TCG Live, baby! It's coming to mobile. My problem, I can take it on the go.
God damn it!
So
Play this Wipeout game instead, man. Don't.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, no, but when I buy the physical cards, it comes with a code so I can redeem those cards for virtual cards and keep playing the game, baby. Also, you know, if you wanted to perhaps maybe just buy virtual codes for virtual cards, you could also do that. But this is exciting for me because I've talked about how much I hate the desktop version of this game and how it's not on mobile. Whew, it coming out, and then you can play it on your phone. And it's all cloud-based where, you know, your progress and your inventory will go to your phone and desktop. I am too excited for this. It's supposed to replace the existing app, which was, you know, very bare bones. They're saying like, hey, you'll have dailies and whatnot. And I don't know. I manifested this in the wrong way. This is another example of the monkey's paw, because I wished for this, and now I'm thinking they're probably going to have charges inside the game for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Keep pumping it.
Thing,
Congratulations, John. I'm delighted for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you, I guess. I'm more happy that we're recording this because it will certainly be played back to you at the intervention.
Okay.
So just, I'm glad. Okay. We're all on the same page here. Very good. Very good.
Turbo Man in the chat is asking, is the Pokemon card game actually fun? I think so. I really like it. You know,
what is fun? Is it addictive?
Yes. Fun.
Who knows what fun is? But with that, folks, I'm just gonna throw all the rest of these news stories into a dump truck and just back it up, beep, 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 just to make way for some emails, and we'll get to those after a very quick break. Bye.
Five years ago, Felix Gray realized that our eyes were not meant to look at screens all day. So Felix Gray designed glasses to make daily screen time more comfortable and the workday more productive. Because now, more than ever, Americans are spending more time on computers, phones, tablets, TVs, so many other sources of blue light. And Felix Gray glasses are not like other blue light lenses. They filter 15 times more blue light that can make that screen time tough on eyes and disruptive to sleep. They've got non-prescription and prescription lenses available. You can check them out now at felixgrayglasses.com/bombcast. That's felixgrayglasses.com/bombcast. They sent a pair of these over. They're blue light glasses. You know, you put them on, you look at the computer. You know, the goal here is to, you know, have less eye strain. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And they're stylish. They got a handful of different styles, you know, at their disposal. You can kind of, you know, look and see what other ones they got. These ones that they sent over are like a tortoise. That's the tortoise shell. That's a style of glasses, right? They got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose but eye strain. And what other symptoms might you have had? You know, you got sore, tired, burning, itching, watery eyes. Ugh. You know, you got headaches, migraines, sore shoulders and back and neck, and all the inability to focus, all this different stuff. Poor sleep and fatigue from all these LED bulbs going off in your dang face. Ugh. Forget about it with Felix Gray glasses. Get yourself a pair of glasses made for the 21st century and designed for modern, hard-working eyes. You have nothing to lose, except maybe eye strain. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/bombcast for the best blue light glasses on the market. That's FELIXGRAY glasses.com/bombcast. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. felixgrayglasses.com/bombcast.
Selling stuff on the internet. You know what I mean? It used to be the realm of big business. Those giant conglomerates out there taking credit cards, shipping goods, all that sort of stuff. Well, no more. Now, there's Shopify. Shopify gives entrepreneurs like yourself the resources once reserved for big business. So startups, upstarts, established businesses, whatever you got, you can sell everywhere, synchronize online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. Does it scale? It scales. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It definitely scales. this is endless possibility here. Shopify is here if you're a small business or if you're a big business. Shopify powers over 1.7 million businesses, from first sale to full scale. Yeah, I know. You can reach customers online and across social networks with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps. So you can tie in your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your Pinterest, all sorts of stuff. And yeah, if you're doing in-person sales and online sales, there's a way to integrate all of that too, so you know what's what and where's where. Gain insights as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond. More than a store, Shopify grows with you. This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Go to shopify.com/bomb, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/bomb right now. That's shopify.com/bomb.
You know what, folks? It's time to read some emails, but I've been staying up pretty late because I miss a certain someone, staying up till like 3 a.m.
You've been rocking the crowd with the new old school?
With the new old school. And then, the four of us, we're great. We're fantastic. But the Power Rangers, they needed 5 people to even get going.
We don't.
Oh, well, forget this whole segment.
Yeah. Fix this in post. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just cut this out. Everyone watching live, sorry.
We have all the limbs, but we need like someone tall to be the middle part.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, tall.
Jason, I know you're tall.
Jason,
I know you're tall. But we already have too many people that start with the letter J for their name. Danny, you spice up the bunch with the D.
You.
I thought, you know what? Maybe we won't. We should stop reading emails and we should start reading.
Buzz, 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 buzz. That's right. It's B-mails.
Some B-mails.
God damn.
Because you can't have B-mails because you also need to bring all the B-mails on a certain vehicle. That vehicle being. Oh, wait. This doesn't work as well. Hold on. Wait. It'll be fine in post, I swear.
I need a lot explained to me, to be honest.
Voicemail dump trick.
All the classics.
Voicemail dump trick. Voicemail dump trick.
What's happening?
Everyone watch out, get out of the way.
Back the fuck up.
Voicemail dump trick.
That's right, folks. Starting next week, a lovely Benjamin Pack will be joining the Giant Bombcast. Ben was so proud when he made that. He was like, "This is the first thing I've ever made from scratch."
It's really good,
and it's really good.
Yeah.
That's right, folks. The 3 a.m. boys, well, one of them, will be back starting next week. So that stupid phone line is back, baby. Open for voicemails. 707 Exit Flu is back to hear.
That's the best. When he told me what the number was. Sorry. I just had to get that out there.
No, it's great. It's great. The voicemail dump truck B-mails will be back next week, as well as Benjamin Pack joining the rotation. But until then, we'll be stuck reading emails.
And tired
What
of
is this antiquated bullshit?
Yeah.
This doesn't hit
Emails.
nearly as
Yeah, it doesn't hit as well. I'm glad I never deleted the voicemail dump truck or the B-mails stinger from my assets folder. But yeah, look forward to that. Send your voicemails now. It doesn't have to be at 3 a.m. You can send your voicemails whenever. Once again, the number, yes,
707
Exit Flu.
Exit Flu.
Exit Flu. So for people who don't have phones with like alphanumeric, Exit Flu is what? What is the exit? Do we know?
You got to figure it out. That's the fucking. That's
oh,
the
okay.
price
Yeah,
you
I'm not even
pay.
gonna give away the cheat sheet. Yeah,
No,
Exit Flu.
If you
can't
can't
just
figure that out,
yeah.
then
So it's
fucking
EXITFLU.
send a letter to your senator. Do
Yes.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
These millennials getting spoon-fed. You've been playing too much Deathloop, getting spoon-fed gameplay.
Yeah, seriously.
We got a Cooper double feature here. 2 different Coops and Coopers. Cooper from San Jose though emails in, "Hey folks, I just watched all of Naruto in 5 months. All of it. That's like 900 plus episodes.
That's like 900. Oh my god.
What should I watch next? Thanks,
What?
Cooper in San Jose. This is why my stupid anime rewatch podcast idea of Naruto would never work, because it would never end.
900.
Is it still running?
Well, kind of, because
Naruto?
now Naruto's son has his own show called Boruto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Naruto Jr. What is the longest running? I mean,
One Piece.
has he? Oh, really? Okay.
One Piece is still going, and I don't think it's ever going
is
to
it,
end.
though?
Oh, jeez, is it? I think it's like in the thousands. It must be in the thousands.
Dear Lord.
That's insane.
Fucking
Yeah, there are shows in
some
the
stories
world
have
that
to
run
end. Come on.
Yeah.
for a long time,
981 episodes currently,
but-
but
Wow. Okay.
that's wild. That's approaching Pokemon numbers, which is apparently in the thousands.
What?
Yeah.
So Pokemon's the
they've
answer
had
then.
multiple series, I guess.
Yeah.
But shit.
I don't know, but what have y'all been watching? I've been watching Gilmore Girls. You don't have to check out Gilmore Girls. It's not an anime, but across the board, I hear this Ted Lasso guy is pretty tight.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's right, Danny. That's right. That's right, Planet Earth. Danny O'Dwyer hates Ted Lasso. He
You
thinks
hate it.
he's a
It's
little
okay to
punk.
not like things.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's
but
so-
you hate it.
It's
You
okay,
hate
but
it.
it's not
hate
great.
it. It's just so
You know what's funny?
painfully sincere. It's just the
You know what's fu-
most.
So, like,
It's like I've been playing Life is Strange as well, and it's me. It's not my fault. It's not. It's that there's a certain brand, and I'm really enjoying Life is Strange. But then there's these
Yeah.
moments that are just like so twee and sincere. It's like the screenwriting, like old thing of like, oh, get your main character to save a cat in the first act so that people know they're a nice person. Ted Lasso is just like, this guy is so painfully nice. I don't want to get weirdly political about it, but I think it's something to do with an American character in England being the most like good and redemptive character. I think Americans love seeing
that's
themselves as
interesting.
good.
Oh, you
like,
hate us. You hate
No,
us.
One of
I
us
like
now,
it. As-
Danny.
As an
Yeah,
American,
seriously.
it's basically the sort of like emotionally responsible version of colonialism, where you have an American going to a foreign country and
okay.
showing everyone what to do. That's Ted Lasso.
So
Okay.
I will agree. I agree with a lot of the criticism that it's like so overly cloying and like, saccharine, right? That like it's just completely, stupid in that way. Like all the show is missing is motherfucking Ted Lasso like taking a knee like Danny fucking Tanner, and like the music comes on and he's just like, well, Roy, what did we learn today? Like that kind of thing. Yes, 100%. I'm not through the second season, and I'm over the point where I thought the show was over, like jumped the shark off the rails, and it's sort of redeeming itself a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, like my wife who battles with me watching the show, she's just like, the show is not that good, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get where you're coming from. She's very upset about, not upset about the Emmys,
problem-
but just like
Emmys
it won
did
a lot
not
of
go well for
like
her.
It did.
yes. So
The
you
problem
know-
for Europeans and for Irish people and English people is that we've already
Yeah.
all watched Dream Team, which none of you know about.
I could make up show names too, Dan.
It's
Don't spoil the next email.
if I wanted to see really legit.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, God, that would have been so good. Please send in your Dream Team emails. If I wanted, there was a TV show in the late 90s called Dream Team that was basically a soap opera about soccer players, football players, in a fake team called Harchester United, playing in the Premier League. And what they would do is they would film fake football games where they would be like some close-up shots of them playing football, and then they would like tweak the hue on like an actual game where Chelsea was playing some other team, and like just change they chose a purple shirt because no other team wore purple, so they just find blue teams and tweak the value so everything looked weirdly purple.
So this is
I
like a
get
Power
it.
Rangers situation where they're repurposing footage, huh?
Yes, yeah, totally. But Sky owned the footage because it was made by Sky. So
let me just say this. I don't think the acting is superb by any stretch. Well, I'm very curious how British people feel about Ted Lasso. Like, I want to know. I want to know that
I
answer.
think Tamusi likes it.
They do.
Yeah.
They are British people, so there. I have my answer.
Who made it?
But-
Is it Apple?
Yeah, I think Warner
Apple?
Brothers made it for Apple. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I have a kind of a. I like Roy Kent. I think he's kind of dreamy, but whatever.
Good acceptance speech.
Yeah, I caught that. Anyway,
He's the guy that everyone thinks is CG because he has such a perfectly
right?
cut
Because there's
beard,
literally
right?
like two. There's like that guy is like it just doesn't look like he's in the scene. There's
He's
like no
backlit
shadows.
or-
On him. Like it just doesn't make any sense. His skin is porcelain. It's bizarre. But anyway, that's a fun little thing.
Anything
Where
else y'all are
were we? I
watching?
don't-
And it,
Oh, sorry. What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh,
There you go.
yes.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
into that recently. It's
100%.
great.
Big fan. One of my favorite shows on
Season 3
television.
out now.
Oh
Starting.
yeah.
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 What I've caught of that seems fucking amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
If you could watch any
into it.
episode, catch the
Yeah.
the one in season 2 where
Jackie
Laszlo
Daytona, baby.
Jackie Daytona is like one of the funniest episodes of TV I've ever watched.
They just did a fucking Atlantic City episode too, and it's just like, oh god, it's fucking.
Matt Berry is like, he's one of those English comedians that like never broke outside of America, and he's done all these really. I remember Timur. I wish Timur was here. One time when I first met Timur, he came over to my apartment in London, and I was like, "You have to watch this show called Snuffbox. It's the funniest TV show I've ever seen, and it is the type of humor that if you don't like it, you think the person who enjoys it is a fucking psychopath." And Tan didn't like. He was being so nice, but he did not like vibe with it at all. And I thought like I had like ruined our friendship forever. It was like the third time we'd met. But thankfully it didn't happen. But you should check that out. And Dark Place and
Yes, Dark Place is what I need
Toast of
to
London
watch.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was only like 6 episodes, right? Is that the thing?
Dark Place,
The Dark
yeah,
Place?
it's perfect.
Yeah, okay.
It's absolutely perfect. It's the funniest TV
Yeah.
show. Yeah, it's a mockumentary style thing of like an 80s hospital drama, but it's just an absurdist
I've heard
comedy.
of it. Okay.
Yeah, I've had the wiki open in a tab for going on. I mean, it's way close to the left, so it's probably been open for like months.
I think it recently
yeah.
just came on like American.
I think it's on
Netflix or
Amazon
something?
or
Oh,
something.
Amazon?
Yeah. That's
Prime.
I somehow there was a conversation about this, and I wish you could like there was an extension in Chrome that was like, this is how you got there. Like you saved this tab like many months ago, and it was because you saw a link here. Like I want to trace those breadcrumbs, but anyway.
Next email, also from Coop, this time from Michigan.
Cool.
Hey y'all, because I'm a dork who loves wordplay, here's a couple mock show titles that could spice things up. Feel free to just read your favorites.
Oh, thanks.
I'm
Coop.
just gonna go through a couple of these. Jansers, sequel to Dancers, where with Jan and his barber, we've actually talked about
both
this.
named Jan. Yep.
Yep.
That's great.
Jeff Baklavar. Jeff reviews baklava. Jeff
like
Balaklavavar. Jeff wears baklavas.
Oh, geez.
Balaclavas. Yes.
See the
apologize.
theme here.
The balls on this guy. Jeff looks at ambitious but terrible or flawed pinball tables.
All right.
Oh, that's good. These are all good, man. You gotta hire.
I really like this one. Jason Games. Jason highlights games he thinks that didn't get the fairest of shots.
It's true.
Frequent flyware miles. Danny's travelogue. When that can happen again, or airport shenanigans. And then my favorite, which is the last one, welcome to the Space Tam, full unfiltered chaos Tam. Thank you, Coop.
That's every time you get Tam.
Honestly,
is that way.
That is that.
Space Tam.
Mr. Bacalar, do you have this doc in front of you?
Yeah.
Would you mind reading what I've highlighted here, starting with Chris from Texas?
Sure thing. Hey there, Bombcast folks. Got a question for Mr. Bacalar. With hockey season fast approaching and a new expansion team in Seattle with a cool name joining the fray this year, I'm curious how someone begins jumping into being a hockey fan. Any tips or rules I need to know up front that can help me get into the game? Also, how much would I be judged by goaltending hockey fans just because I'm becoming a fan of a brand new team? Oh, he means goaltending, like gatekeeping hockey fans? Is that what he's
Or
saying?
like bandwagoning? Did he mean?
I mean,
first of all, he's got to learn the terms of a sport.
Yeah.
Don't be like me with like hockey and pinball. Or golf, I mean.
No, golf. The guy was that does not get old. I mean, look, like hockey is happy to have you. I don't think
They'll
like,
take what they can get.
Take
man.
yeah.
Okay, I walked into that one. I deserve that. I think the gatekeeping in hockey lies with playing the game, not spectating. So by all means, get into the Kraken. They seem like they will probably have an interesting first year in the game. I want to temper your expectations. I don't think they're going to have the same year or the same first season that the Golden Knights did, because their draft went a little differently than that team's did. But the best way to get into hockey is to kind of just watch a lot of it. And I know that's a real dumb, simple answer, but it's fast, right? Like you can watch a whole
still don't know
hockey
the
game.
rules after watching a bunch of hockey.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's fast. Like it's only 2.5 hours. Like that's it. A whole game. It's quick. I mean, look, compared to every other sport, it's a blip. I mean, football's a goddamn afternoon. Baseball, who knows how long you're going to be there, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, and you get a nice 20-minute break in between periods. You go do what you want, make a sandwich, you come back. It's all good.
I watched that Frogger game show, and that was like 22 minutes apiece.
Did you watch that?
That's a sport.
You get the same. Yeah, that's
what hockey is. It's that Frogger game.
Was it bad? Was it good? Was it bad?
It's terrible. It was fucking terrible. They don't have fucking XLR cables coming out of their mics. God damn it.
Oh, right. That's right. That was weird. No, it's a tough thing to answer. I just think like, you like the rules of hockey, they go from very granular to very, sort of surface level. And the best, I'll say this, when you're watching hockey, I'll explain icing. Don't try and follow the puck. Okay. Because that's an idiot's sort of chore, because you're just like, HD did a lot for ice hockey on television.
Sure.
And you can see the puck now.
Stuff, yeah.
Right. But it's not exactly how you should be watching the game. The game is really seeing the action around the puck and what people are doing around there.
Okay.
I know, again, like I will say this, I have an internet sort of a person that I follow who wrote a book, if you're really that into it, called Keep Your Eye Off the Puck. This guy, Greg Wyshynski, wrote it. Who's a hockey journalist. He's at ESPN now. And it's kind of like a crash course intro into getting into hockey and like why it's so impressive from an athletic point of view and why it's just the best sport and all that. So if you're into like reading and you want to go that route, I recommend that book. That book's pretty good. But
okay.
But yeah.
All right.
That's good advice. Go read a book.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Anybody who goes to a live hockey game is not disappointed, right?
Sure.
So like, I've been to a live
baseball. I don't know what the fuck's
game.
going on when I start watching baseball. Yeah, it's like,
I mean, but like, look, I've played baseball, been watching baseball my whole life. It is admittedly boring in a lot of ways. I think it is a boring sport. I'm sorry. Look, like I'm not. I guess, like, yeah, it's the Muzak of sports. So like, I just think if you experience the game firsthand, you will find a way to keep, interest, and you'll get hooked in that way.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
still on the
Never
topic of
explained
hockey. Mr. Backlar, can you read the email underneath that one that I have highlighted?
Okay. All right. Well, here you go. Validation. Just wanted to shout out Jeff and his infectious love of hockey. Always been a casual fan, but over the past few years, my house has become a hockey house. That's cool. My 8-year-old just made, 10U hockey, which is like 10 and under leagues.
Oh, that's what
I've got opening night tickets to see my Panthers, and my 31-year-old ass is going to do an adult learn to play in a few months. That's awesome.
Cool.
Any tips
That's cool.
for a South Floridian that has only ever skated at birthday parties? P.S. The Cup is staying in Florida for a third year in a row. Panthers are bringing the Cup home finally. I'll take that bet. But also, getting into hockey, look, 31, you're fine. Like, that's going to be fine. If you can, skating's the most important part of hockey, straight up. Like, honestly, learn to skate without a stick first is really the thing.
Oh.
Once you get comfortable skating without a stick, then you kind of can excel and work on that. Because this, look, stick for a lot of people who don't know how to skate and play ice hockey is kind of just like a balancing, baton.
Right.
And you don't want to have that as a crutch in the
bad
game.
Patterns and stuff.
Skating and hockey is all about transitioning and picking lines and where you want to go and how you want to how you see the ice. So keep that in the back of your mind.
I got a stick. Does this stick work? Could I use that stick?
What is
that?
that?
From Moana? No, that's not Moana. Never mind.
Moana.
Is that some sort of dentist tool?
Different island. This is a hurley. Although it's a really weird hurley. I ordered this online, but it's got a weird end to it. Almost looks like a goalkeeper's hurley. But I got some hurleys in the mail because I forgot to buy some when I was in Ireland. Which apparently is the progenitor of ice hockey, but that could be just some Irish bullshit. I don't know. That's
cool. I mean, I don't care where it came from. I just care that it's here now. So yeah, best of luck. Hit me up on Twitter or something if you want some more in-depth advice there. But that's a hell of an age to start ice hockey. I respect the hell out of that. I admire you a great deal, and good luck. Just get all the right equipment.
What's the one team you shouldn't support? If you're starting hockey now, what is the one team you absolutely do not want to support?
I mean, I've kind of grown to really dislike the Lightning. And not just because they're winning, because they've won 2 cups in a row. They're kind of like the Rangers for me now. Oh. Yeah. Rangers, I used to hate the Rangers being a diehard Devils fans because Devils and Rangers have like a long rivalry, but I kind of don't hate the Rangers in the way that I used to. Something about the Lightning that bums me out. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I like the majority of teams.
Hockey, and he's a Tampa Bay guy, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're having an amazing run right now. Look,
proximity.
There's ex-Devils on there.
Kind of a fan.
They've won 2 Stanley Cups. They are an amazing team, without a doubt. But there's something about them. They also had this weird salary cap thing where they seem to circumvent a rule unintentionally with one of their injured players, and look, if you can cheat and win, rock and roll, right? I guess.
That's what the Astros say.
That's what it is. All right, banging on the drum. There you go.
Banging on the drum, baby. A couple game-related emails here.
What?
Nick, or do you think
Get
it's Nick from Australia? They spell it N-I-K.
I don't know.
There are only a handful of big games that are competing for Game of the Year this year, with only a couple of pending releases that look like they're possible contenders. What are some of your smaller games you guys would like everyone to check out to consider for Game of the Year 2021?
Death's Door.
Yeah, I got to play more of that. Sure. I think Keena's up there.
Not sure.
I don't know about Lost in Random. That's kind of an acquired taste, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's there for me. I'm enjoying it, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's small because it had such popularity, but Valheim.
Yeah, I forgot Valheim came out this year.
March? Yeah.
I think March. Knockout City is one of it's not a small release, but I feel like it was really hot for a hot second and then just went out of nowhere. I think it's some of the most fun in a multiplayer game I've had in a while. That might be because I was playing it with my actual friends and stuff, and just logging in games to that. But I don't know, that game had a bunch of fun stuff to just hop into a quick match. Also, the games were fairly short that you could just they were snackable. Another one, and it's weird to suggest this one is Tales of Arise, and it's not by any means a small indie title or anything, but I don't know. I feel like I don't have a lot of patience for a lot of JRPGs lately because it just takes so long to get going, and especially in a game with a bunch of complicated systems like Deathloop to throw you in 1-2 hours in. But Tales of Arise, for me to be 15-ish hours in, and for them to still be introducing stuff, it's a big ask, of course, because it's not just like time, but it's like paying attention to the story and juggling all the mechanics. But like, I don't know, Yakuza Like a Dragon was like a big RPG for me last year. That I feel like maybe it's either that, just like dive all the way into Tales of Arise, or Scarlet Nexus. And Jason, you really seem jazzed on Scarlet Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, in a time when I'm like, a game ranging anywhere from like 6 to 10 hours is like a big ask for me to fucking play as of late. To put 60 plus hours in this JRPG, because I really like the combat that much. I think it's saying something, Yeah. It's fucking good. I like it.
I have another one. Loop Hero.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
nice.
Kind of had its moment. And then was it, Jan, did you play Sable? Because that's out in like 2 days, I think. So we're going to be probably
Played a little
talking
bit.
about that.
Yeah.
Was it you, Jason, who played it? Somebody played it.
No, it was
remember.
Jan.
Yeah, we played the demo. Yeah, we played the demo, talked about it on the Bombcast. Wasn't initially super sold on it based off that demo, but I mean, it's a demo, so.
Right.
I want to see what the whole game is going to look like, especially in that jittery kind of like messing with frame rate type of dealio.
And to that point, actually, Jet, that I've played a bunch of, but I'm not quite sure where the embargo is on that and how far and stuff. But that game is coming out pretty soon, and I think that's going to be something people are talking about too.
The other game that's kind of on my radar, sorry, Jeff, just real quick, Wildermyth. I've seen this float around a bit. It's like a turn-based fantasy game, procedural story. Like, it's one of those deals where it's like, I've heard, like, if you like make a bad choice with one of your characters, the art style's neat because it all looks like little paper cutout characters. Like, say in one run of the game, you get something stuck in your eye. Apparently, that can open up new powers, or that will reflect onto future runs with your children or whatever. I don't know. It's
cool.
One of the, sounds interesting.
Darkest Dungeon 2. Actually, is that what's going on with that? Darkest Dungeon 2 is like
that's coming out soon.
Early access or something. So
yeah, I think so.
So that could be cool too. Man,
Mr. Backlog, before I cut you off.
No. I was asking more about that Jet game, and I'm just like,
Jet
like
the
I
Far
can't get
Shore.
Can't Jet the Far Shore.
The Far Shore. What's your question? You just kind of wondering what it is, or?
Yeah, like we talked about it last time. Like that game trailered real well, and I guess I was more of like, I feel like a lot of that game, aside from the game itself being a mystery, is also like the release of it is a kind of mystery. Like I feel like I have not seen a lot of information about that, but I could also just be not paying attention.
I wonder. So it's out at the start of October 5th. So I'm not quite, and it's Super Brothers who did like Sword and Sorcery EP, the big sort of breakthrough Apple game. But it's tricky. It's very cinematic. It's like a very it's a fun. I said it was like 2001, and sort of like in the gameplay itself sort of goes between these first person bits, lots of conversation stuff, lots of controlling the ship over land and sea and stuff. There's a sort of a nice flow to, kind of like Flower, that where you or not Flower, sorry, Journey. I mean Journey, where you're, it's all about the flow and jumping and it has that sort of vibe to it, but the story seems like it's very much the you are part of a society going to a far-flung planet to try and find life there, and like it has all those like sort of futuristic narratives and stuff that like really I really like a lot, like Interstellar and stuff like that. So so stuff you kind of see in books and not in films so much. Like I've been reading the Ancillary Justice sort of series, those ones, and the Forever War and stuff like that. It kind of reminds me a bit like that type of cool shit. So
all right,
looks neat.
Oh, another small release was that Lego game that came out like 2 months ago.
Lego's Beginner's Journey, something like that. Builder's Journey.
Journey. Really, really quick title, you can blast through it in one sitting. And
Yeah.
who knew that Legos could make you feel things?
Oh, boy.
Fucking
Yeah.
Lego's trying to make me feel
That
shit.
opening.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I can't even understate how much that hits home with that fucking dumb game.
Killer.
Like, just stupid 3 pieces of a thing.
I know. Not even a
Those little
minifig.
twists. Like, my kid, we were playing with my kid, and he's like looking at me. He's like, "Hey, that's me." He like taps my back. He's like, "Hey, Dad,
like, yeah, I got the metaphor. Thanks.
this is you and me." Right on. I'm like, I can't.
Nicholas from Wichita, Kansas. I didn't know Wichita, Kansas was the place. They write in, that's right, Bombardiers. It's time for overrated or underrated. You tell the viewers if these games are as overrated or underrated.
We're
Or
gonna have some mad
about where it
people.
belongs. We got a long list here, folks. So, number 1, Jet Set Radio Future. Over or underrated?
Oh, don't make me say it. Don't.
There's no middle ground here.
Fuck.
We have to land on either side.
Shit, it's overrated. God damn it. As a
I was gonna say
game, as a
overrated.
game, style, it is totally there.
Yeah, music, fantastic. I'll say overrated, just for the
Damn
sake of overrated. Backlard, Danny.
Over.
I can't. Do I have to pick? Because it's
You gotta pick.
at the time, it's perfect.
It is fucked up to like declare that this list is only over or under. It's
Yep.
like
Yeah.
you like
It's
that's
completely
why it's
subjective.
perfectly
It's a-
rated.
It's a
Perfectly
thought
rated.
experiment, dude. It's just a thought experiment. That's all.
Okay, I gotta choose Sophie's
There's
choice.
no wrong
Okay.
answer. The beauty of it.
Underrated. People don't appreciate what it brought to the table. Everyone's saying it's overrated. I think it's underrated.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrong answer. But
Okay. We may not read all these games, but number 2 on the list, Vector Man. I'm gonna say
underrated.
underrated.
Never played it.
Okay. All right.
It's junk. Overrated. Fuck that.
This one's gonna anger a bunch of folks. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I'm gonna say
Overrated.
overrated.
Nah.
What?
Underrated.
Over.
Game's
Under.
fucking
Over.
awesome. Under because no one's played the 2 expansions and Blood and Wine is
Exactly.
a fucking masterpiece. Yeah.
Somewhere in the distance up the turnpike, I hear Vinny Caravella choking
Yeah.
on like a breadstick
Yep.
after saying that it's overrated. But yeah, sorry.
Choking on some Sif Tech. Is that what it's called? What's it called? What's the drug in that world again?
Gabagool is what it's called. Yeah.
BioShock 2.
Ooh, this is okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say it's underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
it's
say the
under-
same.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, okay, all right, yeah, underrated because
I mean,
a lot
I'm
of
happy
people
to do
put
the whole trilogy.
a lot of stock
but
in the
yeah.
first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because
Different
Minerva's
type of
Den.
The second one's very good.
Minerva's Den, some of the best DLC I've ever played.
it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, Infinite's easy to answer too, but
Underrated. 100%.
Assassin's
I
Creed
fucking love that
1.
game.
Assassin's Creed 1.
Underrated.
Under-
Best game. Best. Third best one in the series.
Overrated.
I can't speak to it, so I'll yield my time with this one.
Okay.
Brotherhood 2, 1. Those are the best.
Sure. I'll agree with that ranking. Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Underrated.
Overrated.
Yeah, the right answer is probably underrated, right?
Nope.
Well, I mean, like,
It's
The,
not.
the diplomatic answer.
are you talking about like when it came out or where it is now?
When it came out and like the legacy of it, right? I guess.
Okay. I'll say overrated. Okay. Kingdom Hearts. Parentheses. All of them. Very, very overrated. Very, very overrated.
Yeah.
You saying it's overrated?
And that's me saying that. Yeah, dude.
Okay, sure.
Man, you want to talk
It's just
about like really
overrated.
bad internet fans? Like, let the
Yeah.
Undertale people like breathe because the Kingdom Hearts fandom. Jesus Christ, don't get them started
Those
about
are your
anything.
people, Jan.
I know, so I can say that.
People. Okay. Okay.
Three more here. Super Mario Brothers 2.
That's a
damn.
tough answer.
I can't speak
That's
to
a
that.
fucking. That's a very hard and confusing answer.
Do people think that's good or bad in the Mario canon?
I think most people like it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. I would hope so.
but like, it's just so dumb to. It's not dumb. Again, sorry, Nicholas.
No, Nick, it's dumb. Why'd you bring this to
us? It's a strange entry in this under or overrated conversation because it is so unique compared to the rest of the thing. I don't know. I will say it's overrated.
Okay.
Sure.
Wow.
All right.
Stick it on the box, Nintendo.
The
Sure.
Dreamcast. Underrated.
Overrated.
Oh. Jason.
Yeah.
I think it's there's a lot of potential there, but it was God damn it, it was unachieved.
Underrated at the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, there's like 7 games here. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you're like, this thing's probably overrated, right? Yeah.
And last on the list, pinball. Parentheses, all pinball.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. It's
So
obviously
fucking overrated.
underrated.
It's so
I'll say
ridiculously
underrated.
overrated.
Yeah, it's not clearly underrated. It's not like you're getting too much pinball where you're like, I'm bombarded by all this.
I feel like
that's
I
it.
feel like I've been bombarded with pinball as of late.
That's fair.
I feel like
I
I've been
guess
attacked by pinball.
that's actually probably right. So fair enough.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Yes.
From Wichita, Kansas.
Thank you for creating a rift.
Yeah.
Let's see. A couple more here. Zach from Phoenix with a quick one. Hey, Tucson, Arizona is shit. It's just worse than Phoenix.
Jesus.
And Phoenix
Whoa.
is a fetid hellhole. Zach
Wow.
from Phoenix. Starring some
Zach, what's wrong?
This is good. This Phoenix beef. Let's
Some
get the
beef here.
Sedona people in here. What the fuck do they think? They're like, yeah, Phoenix sucks. It doesn't have enough fucking crystals or fucking vortexes.
Yeah, where's the Flagstaff crew at?
Name
Some of
another town in Arizona.
That's all I know.
Yeah, right.
That's all I know.
You can't.
Oh man,
Phoenix, overrated.
I had to stay in Flagstaff, Arizona for a night, and let me tell you, it was a wonderful town. Some of the best udon I've ever had, and that was surprising.
Wow, really?
Well,
Yeah.
damn.
It's very
Jeez.
Well,
surprising.
damn.
Get that
Brent,
sushi. Get that.
Brent from Manitoba, Canada. Since it is bidet season at Giant Bomb, can I share the worst case bidet scenario, which happened to a friend while teaching in Kuwait? The water tank for the building was on the roof. It had to be run through a cooling system to make it usable. He did not know the cooling system had failed when he went to use the bidet, so the water splashed all over his underpants and was scalding hot after cooking in the
ouch.
desert heat. His girlfriend, following the screams that followed, found him crying on the bathroom floor in the fetal position. He tried to walk it off, but after an attempt at teaching, while probably in shock, he finally went to a hospital for treatment.
Yo, how hot is that water? Is it boiling?
I mean, you could cook like in desert heat, right? You could cook an egg on the sidewalk. So
Sure, but how hot is the water? Water, like, if water's boiling, it's what, 212, right?
Yeah,
So, like,
at least 205.
It made its way down the pipe and
100.
stayed like, I mean, hot tub is like what, like 120, 110? Like, I'm just trying to think, like, what would really scorch your
tub would be like
asshole?
100.
Your
I feel like
nutsack,
people
yeah.
take 100 showers. I feel like your shower heat is 100,
Totally.
right? Yeah, easy. I'm just saying, how
it's in
hot
like
is
a-
this water that it like burned his asshole? It had to seek medical attention.
Really, really hot. Really, really hot.
This water was 700 degrees and it fucking melted his asshole. Anyway, sorry.
God.
This is
Was his
a
butthole clean though? That's the
Clint,
most
I'm
important part.
clenched.
It's
So hard
disinfected,
right
that's
now.
for sure.
definitely disinfected. This is a very long email that takes 3 pages on this Google Doc here, and I'm not going to read the
Jesus.
whole thing. I just
Oh my
wanted to
God.
read like the first like 3 lines. Vivian, oi, Big Bomb Crew.
Oi!
After
Oi.
listening to recent stories on the podcast about stolen demo kiosk consoles, I felt a
Yep.
shame of guilt and had to confess to my own heinous crime.
Oh, no.
Vivian then goes on into a very, very long and detailed story, and I thank you, Vivian, for sending in this story, but I'm just going to read the next line, which will sum up the whole thing. I once smuggled a full gallon of milk into a movie theater.
What?
Sure.
Wait.
I mean, okay,
Milk.
where? Like, where do you put it?
Do we want to read the whole thing? It's a long.
Can we just ask follow-up questions? Is the where answered?
I'm
Making
scanning
his way
through it.
Scanning.
I just like why
Milk.
why
What's a
is
good
this
movie for
milk?
milk?
Like I've
Cookies.
smuggled alcohol into like tall boys and
Sure.
shit. That's substantial,
Or like
but I have pockets for those, I guess. I don't know.
Vodka's the easy one. We used to always find little naggins of vodka, little tiny bottles of vodka in the cinema I worked in.
Okay.
Because you just get a Coke and he's
yeah, sure. Easy
Uh,
peasy.
Vodka and Coke. Oh God. Oh
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lord of the Rings. Vodka and Coke. Let's go. Take a shot every time Schmiegel.
Just Schmiegel.
Schmiegel shot.
Yeah.
Schmiegel.
Every time the word
that-
precious is said.
So wait, I'm confused as to why like the gallon of milk was something as heinous as stealing a demo.
Oh,
console.
well, the rest of
Like,
the
what is
email goes
that?
into they didn't have any flavored milk at the store, so they proceed to buy some sugar and cocoa powder to make chocolate milk in the
What?
movie theater.
That's tricky.
What?
That's tricky.
Vivian,
so much work.
That's not necessary.
Vivian
Yeah, like,
then proceeded to watch Final Destination 2 with her friends, and then they did not like Final Destination 2, that they wound up walking out of the movie theater, leaving the gallon of milk that had been mixed into chocolate milk at the movie theater.
That's just like that's
gotta
such a
be a weird one.
disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. And then
As long as the cap was still on it, because then you can just chuck it in the trash. If they left with the cap, then that's just fucked up.
Oh.
You
can't
kick
do
that over, and that's just forget it. It's
You
just
could
game
probably-
over.
I feel like you could smuggle milk. We used to let people in who had their shopping, because sometimes people would
Right.
just like
Seriously,
go shop,
yeah.
get their
Like-
shopping bags and whatever.
Yeah,
It's fucking
I worked at a theater, and yeah, we would just let people in like that stuff. I wasn't gonna stop them. That's fucking nuts. We were connected to a mall. Like, of course they're
Yeah,
gonna bring
of
their
course.
Auntie
Hey,
Annie's.
bring your milk
with them.
right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yes,
your orange
Vivian,
Julius.
I hope that this has helped exercise some of that guilt that you've been harboring for the past however many years about you and your gallon of milk in Vermont, I should add.
Yeah, that's not. We've all found worse things in the cinema we worked in. It sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then, okay, last email here. Tim from Parts Unknown. My boss got COVID from a Papa Roach concert recently. Present
Wow.
company present company excluded. What's the dumbest thing any of your bosses ever did? Tim.
Oh shit.
That's a really good like summary to an episode of a show. Like Tim's boss gets COVID from the Papa Roach concert. The dumbest thing.
I worked at a Pizza Hut, and the assistant manager was smoking weed with a couple of the employees in the shared office space.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
he, like, the manager came in and could obviously smell it, and promptly fired him. I was not invited to participate with the weed smoking because I was
Jerks.
new.
Oh.
Yeah, jerks. But as it turned out, I also didn't get fired. So, hey, there we go. But yeah, that's pretty fucking dumb. Just go out back. Fucking A.
Yeah, seriously.
I can't think of anything that happened at any of my jobs except, and this wasn't a bad thing really, but it was that cinema again, where our manager, who was just like a guy I was in school with, he was, just the guy. We would watch the movies the night before they came out, and just smoke weed and drink. and everyone was there, and like it's like
Yeah.
it's like mega illegal in Ireland. So like you usually don't tend to have like people smoking weed in the fucking cinema.
Right.
But we did it one night with Cloverfield, and like most people got like sick or had to leave or like had to stop watching it because it was just, you know, it was like found footage shit, and then like you were you know, a bit twisted. So
We had the
that
same
wasn't
thing
great.
with Blair Witch. Yeah, we had people actually fucking throwing up.
Oh,
Oh
ridiculous.
shit.
God, we fucking decorated that theater with all the fucking stick figures and
No.
shit. Oh,
Oh, that's
we had such a
cool.
good time with that.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That was rad.
do they at least barf into like popcorn buckets and stuff, or just
No,
Oh
No.
boy.
nope.
Those things
I
don't
No, they go
remember that.
they go up front, which thankfully is actually the right choice because
Yeah.
everything's sloped forward,
Yeah.
right? If they went to the back, they would have fucking run down everybody's feet. Oh shit. Yeah.
Backlar, you got a bad boss story? Or a dumb boss story?
I mean, I was a bad boss when I worked at the theater.
I don't really know. I nothing was really coming to mind, which I guess is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in my mid to late teens, I worked for a startup website. So this is like late 90s, and they were backed. I don't know how they were getting their backing, but they thought the best way to get the word out about the website was to buy front row seats at Raw and hold up a sign.
My God.
So I was
The Dan
super into
Reichert
wrestling
model.
back then. But, yeah, and that's how I met Dan Reichert. No, I was super into wrestling back then, and like the second they were like, "We're doing this," I'm like, "Okay, here's how we're
Hell
gonna
yeah.
do it." I mean, there's like 3 people who work for the company, and we did it.
Was it broadcast?
Yeah, it was broadcast. And then, so here's the wildest thing. So I didn't buy the tickets, but I just like explained to them where we should sit, and they had to get it obviously from like an aftermarket, reseller.
Yeah.
They fucked up and they bought the seats
on the
wrong
fucking
side.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
I shit you not. This was the Meadowlands. So this is probably, I want to say it's probably like 99, like height of Attitude Era. Like, so what happened was the wildest shit. So we're sitting in these seats, we're holding up our signs,
What's
and I'm
it say?
talking to
What's
my,
the company? Can you say?
I'd rather not at this point, but it doesn't exist anymore. But like, I don't know. I just haven't like fully vetted the whole thing in my head. And it's just like, maybe it's best to not say it.
DildoWarehouse.com. All right.
You've heard of us. Anyway, so I'm on the phone with my brother and I'm like, "Can you see us?" He's like, "No, I can't see you. I can't see you." so he's like, "But someone in the front row has a sign with a phone number that says, 'Call me.'" So during the fucking show, we call the guy across the way and say, "Hey, we will give you $200 if you hold up our signs."
Oh, that's amazing.
And during a commercial break, we gave him the things, and he's holding them up.
This
was so dumb.
seems dumb.
Incredible.
This seems like a fantastic ploy.
It's dumb in retrospect because like
Sure.
but it was fun. It was, first and foremost, it was super, super fun. I definitely have the VHS of the show somewhere.
Might be up on the network.
Yeah. I'm not joking. This might have been the night that HBK came back. Do you remember?
Oh, damn.
We're like,
Which sign?
it was something with like Vince in a limo, and I don't. It's, again, this is going back like literally 22 years. But anyway, yeah, it's fucking nuts.
What a crazy. That's like something out of like a Telltale game. Like the solution to the problem is
Yeah,
something
a
so
branch.
also crazy.
The fact that
wild.
that opportunity presented itself was so bewildering. Yeah.
So was he just
That's
like
great.
people were calling him and he was like, "I know,
Yeah.
isn't it awesome? I'm here." Is that like is what he did?
He said like a dozen people called him. Yeah.
that's so
And
cool.
then he was really surprised to hear my boss at the time calling him, being like, "Yo, dude, we're here. we need you to hold a sign up for us.
That's so
And
good.
we're
That's nuts.
Yeah. I was like, I must have been like 17. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's crazy.
Well, the story I had was more so about my last boss being very inconsiderate on a work trip and busting out his blender to have his protein smoothies in our shared hotel room, and that was great.
Oh no.
And then him singing at the top of his lungs at 4:30 a.m. because he just gets up that early, and it doesn't help that he's a very positive and he moonlighted as a motivational speaker. But he's a very nice gentleman. He's very nice. Just I would not room with him again.
Oh no.
Wow.
All right, and folks, I think that is it for today's Giant Bomb cast. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Jan, for doing all
Jan,
the heavy lifting.
Thank you, Jen.
hell of a job today, bud. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Good shit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
As always.
Thank you.
Best of luck and well wishes to the Gersman family while he embarks on this a very big assignment. Once again, for folks tuning in late, or maybe they just blanked out, we'll have a certain Benjamin Pack joining us next week. If you want to send in your voicemails, start and hit up that phone number now. Once again, it is 707 Exit Flu. Any other updates across the board? Danny, are you gonna buy an RV?
I might buy an RV. We might buy an RV. Yeah, we've been talking about getting an RV for no clip. Somebody said all gas, no clip, which I thought was pretty good.
Please.
You'd never chuck out all gas, no brakes. Or Channel 5 news as they
Channel
are now.
5 is fucking unbelievable.
It's good stuff. It's the real journalism out there, baby. Yeah, we're thinking about, but whatever. We'll
Love
see.
it.
We'll see what happens. We got a line of credit on one. I think we might just pull the trigger. Wait and see.
Shit.
Get that
Stocks on the
Prevost.
road.
Live that Prevost
Shit,
life,
yes.
man. Get the
What's that?
Prevost.
What's that? What's a Prevost?
That's like the tour
Prevost.
bus. That's like the tour bus.
Dude, I looked up how expensive tour buses are. Gee, that is no joke.
Is it like $500,000?
Oh yeah, you're like multiple hundreds of thousands is the baseline. They're just like, and also you need to have like a different, like I was talking to John about this earlier. The length of like Winnebago that you can drive legally on a standard driver's license in California is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like 35 feet or so, like something ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the thing is,
wild.
and they don't like when you buy those or rent those, they don't like have you test drive them to make sure you know how to do that. Because
I
I've
just
seen
rented one.
Yeah.
I'm renting it in like a week and a half's time. I just booked it, and they sent me a 20-minute like this is how the whole thing works.
Yeah.
So I watched it. So now I'm okay.
That's scary.
Please check your mirrors because and you're gonna have to make some wide turns, very very wide turns.
Yeah.
Also, I told this to Danny earlier, and I'm not condoning this, but certain RVs are equipped with a black box on the engine that limits it to going 60, 65.
Oh no. Get rid of that.
And if you want to get past that and you don't want to snip the cables and you're going downhill, throw that bad boy in neutral and you can get past the 65 limit. Not saying that I know this from experience,
Wait,
but
neutral just on gravity?
That's how I die.
anyways,
Hold on.
this has been the Giant Bombcast. Real quick, I want to do this. It's very dumb. I think I've done this in the past. Folks, take your arms out. Take your arms out, all right?
Okay.
Put one at 1
Arms are
o'clock. Put one at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock to me or to you?
Your 1 o'clock. Put the other at 11. You see it? You see what we just made? We made a V because that V is for victory because we're going to win today, baby. That's right. This was a Giant Bombcast. I've been Jan Ochoa. That's Jeff Backler, Jason A. Stryker, Danny O'Dwyer. See you next week.